Okay, so let me see if you guys can actually hear me. Let me tell you, I think I know what I'm doing, and then I go live and I have no clue. So just let me know if you guys can hear me, see me. I'm live on your end. Okay, so I know y'all are there. Okay, hey Linda, let me go back up and say hello to everybody who's already here. Y'all came early. I see y'all. I see y'all. Nueza, she says, "Hey Michelle, gifted some friends and family with the DIYs they love so much and saw results that I'm starting my hair care business too. Congratulations. So much happens behind the scenes. I wish you much more success." Thank you so much. Thank you. Says can't wait to tune in. Yes, yes. I'm here already. Look at y'all already here. Okay. Hey Devon in the UK. Hey D. She says she's also in the UK. How awesome. Hi Diane. How are you? Hey Janet. She says, "Hey Michelle and everyone." Dee says, "I hope you all had a great weekend." I had a great weekend. I hope you guys did too. So let's say hello to all the new people who just hopped on the chat. Linda says, "Hey Michelle, can't wait for today's show." Thank you, thank you. Hey Tiffany, hey Boo. Vaughn says hello. Laurels. I don't know if I'm always pronouncing your name right. She says, "Hey everyone." She says, "Hey, we're live. Hey guys." Hi Wonder. Hi Yolanda. Hey Stephanie. Hey Sassy. How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you in a little while, girl. Hi Christine. Tim says I'm on a walk and listening while walking. I know. Get your little exercise in. I ain't even mad. Scorpio Queen. Hello, hello. Shanae, she says, "Hi y'all. Greetings from Spain." Ooh, from Spain. If y'all wondering, I started taking out my hair, so that's what you're if you see it in the back, that's what it is. Malibu says, "Hey, I love how open you're being, but don't tell us everything." Oh, I won't. Don't worry. Don't worry. You know, there's always some good to being a little bit private about your life, and so I'm all about that. Frida says, "Hey, y'all. I'm here from Seattle." Hey. Hi, Tiny. She says, "Good afternoon." Hello, hello. So I know my background's a little messy today, but I actually wanted to do this video because a few people have asked me to kind of do a get to know me. And I feel like the thing is a lot of people aren't necessarily watching my lives. And so because of some of the questions that were asked, I have talked about in my live. But I'm going to just introduce myself. A lot of you guys already know, but my name is Michelle Prince. Obviously, I am the owner of the brand Now I Am Nappy. My name is not Now I Am Nappy, which is a running joke because a lot of people they always say, "Oh, hey, Now I Am Nappy," but my name is Michelle. So yeah, and I started the brand Now I Am Nappy about 4 years ago. Actually, I started Now I Am Nappy a long time ago. If you guys want the story behind that, I can give you the story behind that. But basically, I wanted to go natural, and I've been wanting to go natural I don't say my entire life, but since I was like 12, I wanted to go natural. But I really didn't try until I was 18 or 19. And that journey was rough. There was no social media, but I was on a hair board called naturality.com. And from there, I had made my screen name Soon to Be Nappy. And if you guys have missed that video where I talk about the meaning behind nappy and why it's part of my name, I highly recommend you check out my video from the last challenge where I talk about my whole coming into the name Now I Am Nappy. Using the name Nappy. And so my screen name then was Soon to Be Nappy, and then I switched it over to Now I Am Nappy once I fully went natural, and I loved it. If you guys have seen on my channel like old videos, like from 12 or 13 years ago. I had started YouTube 12 or 13 years ago. Fell off. I went to school. You know, I was young and just kind of like living and moving around. So, um, yeah, about 4 years ago, I decided I wanted to get back into the YouTube world because I just felt like there was not enough representation with those with 4C hair, 4B hair. And so I really wanted to like share how to take care of it using all natural Ayurvedic herbs, which I felt like there wasn't a ton of information about. And so I started my channel because of that. All right, so let me just come and say hello to everyone else who just kind of hopped in the chat. Oh, my brother's here. Hey, Skip. Sharon says, "Hey, Michelle and everyone." Hey, Sharon, how are you? Also, I did mail your stuff. Hi, Octavia. She says, "Michelle and everyone in the chat." Hey, Madison. Hey, girl. Naturally Madison, she's also another, she has a blog and she used to be on Instagram. I don't know how active you are anymore, but she's had really good content on that, like skincare. I know she's locking her hair too. So I'm gonna like jump into some of the questions that people ask me on Instagram. And again, so far nobody asked me anything that I didn't feel comfortable talking about. So I'm going to start with those questions. And then if there's time, or just depending on what time it is, I will answer some of the other questions maybe in the chat that you guys may have. So the first question on Instagram, someone says, what made you start making your products? So I started making hair products because um, I was still not finding hair products in the community or in the natural hair world that were really effective. And I really wanted to use Ayurveda, which, as y'all know, at the time before I started making hair products, I was actually DIYing like hair masks and oils and butters and different treatments. And I felt like I found a lot of results for my hair. Some of that hair shedding that I was experiencing really stopped. And so I really wanted a line that kind of infused herbal hair care into natural hair. Now, of course, I felt like when I started making my products, of course, I saw some brands like Baskin Bloom. She was one of the first brands I saw that had like heavy Ayurvedic influence into her line. She definitely has changed her line some now since she's gotten a lot bigger, you know. And I think finding quality products and quality ingredients as you grow can be difficult because it becomes very, very expensive. So I don't know what she's doing. Honestly, haven't checked out her line, but she was probably one of the first brands I saw doing that, and I really had mad respect for her. There are definitely other brands out there that do, but I really felt like I had something different to offer. Um, because I wasn't really coming into this initially to be like, let me just go make hair products so much as I want to show you guys how to DIY and take care of your hair. But you know, once I saw how much Ayurveda had changed my hair, and people could tell me, um, on Instagram, people would tell me all the time, like, "Oh my God, once you started, you know, whatever you're doing, keep doing." That's what people kept saying to me. Whatever you're doing, keep doing. I noticed a change in your hair. Your hair doesn't look so thin. Now, by the way, I have fine strands, as you guys know, so my hair is always going to look a bit thin. But people told me they saw the shift in my hair, and what started me to make hair products available for everyone was actually you guys. Was I was showing you guys how to formulate on YouTube. I had started doing a couple of DIY videos, still kind of new, still kind of testing it out. And I was showing you guys, and people kept telling me like, Michelle, we're not going to formulate, how about you just sell products? And I was like, okay, you know. And I really didn't know if you guys were like serious, because sometimes people say like, you should do this, you should do that, but um you don't know if they're going to support you. You don't know if like, all right, is this going to be a one-off thing, or is this going to be like something I'm going to do full time? So I had initially just made the deep conditioner. I did a pre-sale. I had made 50 I bought 50 bottles and did a pre-sale for 50 things. Y'all came out, supported. I don't think that those 50 bottles lasted more than like 12 hours before y'all had already purchased all 50 of them. And then people kept saying, oh, you should put more. Are you going to put more out? Are you going to sell more? Because I didn't get a chance to buy it. I didn't get a chance to try it. Um, and so then from there, I began to, you know, make more and more products over time. But yeah, I would say the drive and the idea behind that was really watching my hair change with Ayurveda and wanting to tie together Ayurveda with actual hair products so you can get some of the benefits that I did. Nicole, she says, how can you tell if you have heat damage? I would say the easiest way to tell if you have heat damage is run your hair under some water. And if your curl pattern has changed, your hair probably has heat damage. Okay, so the next question in the Get to Know Me on Instagram, Olivia asks, what is your profession? So we've kind of talked about this a little bit on my channel previously, but right now I'm still currently Assistant Director of Fiscal Operations for a law school, and I'm actually ending that job. May 5th will be the last day. It has been quite a journey. If you guys have been watching some of my lives, you guys know they had planned to discontinue my position last year. A lot of stuff transpired. They had wanted me to take, I'll say this, they wanted me to take a promotion. I declined the promotion. They told me, oh, well, you can't basically decline the promotion because we're actually discontinuing your job. I had actually wanted to do my business full time anyways. And so it just ended up being kind of like an opportunity for me to really get my mindset right, to be like, okay, you're going to do your business full time. Can you afford to do your business full time? My initial goal and their goal was to end my position in December, and I was going to start the new year off just doing my business full time. As a lot of you guys know, I'm in the middle of a divorce right now. And because of that, my boss was like, we don't have to like in your job, because it's not like I'm a bad employee. They wanted to give me a promotion. So they're like, we're going to give you some time to kind of like get your finances straight. They're like, I don't want you to feel like you lost your job and you lost your husband all within the same month. And, so they extended the time for me to like make a decision until April. So April 5th, which was Monday, was, I called it D-Day or Decision Day. So last week in my last live, I talked about this. And it was, it's very interesting because yes, I knew 100% that I wanted to do my business full time. And when I tell you the way the situation panned out, it just confirmed for me that it was time to leave. The situation is still in a weird transition, but I don't want to call it shady, but the shady practices that they did this week, okay, so with every job, and I don't know, every job is a little different. They have to give you uh, a certain notice before they discontinue your position in writing at my current job. And so they were trying to forego that because basically I would have to have 30 days from the date that they gave me in writing that they're discontinuing my position. So there was just a lot of really shady things going on, and it reaffirmed for me that it was time to leave. It was just like, no, y'all are doing all this stuff that is not right, and I had to correct them. I had to go back to HR, and now they're giving me like a whole new contract, but it's still, my final day there is May 5th regardless. So yes, I'll be doing my first full time. I'll be doing YouTube and my business full time officially after May 5th. So currently that is my profession, but as you guys know, I have my whole business. So this will be my profession after May 5th. I'm gonna just jump to the comment section. Okay, Demam says, hi. D says, hun, I bought your products and it's amazing. Shipped all the way to the UK. Oh yes, awesome, D. Thank you for supporting me. I will say there's 2 or 3 people this week or last week who ordered from the UK. Some two or three other people ordered from Toronto, which is in Canada, but on the other side. And I was like, y'all have been showing out with like the support, and I really, really thank you. And I'm glad the products work amazing for you too. Octavia, you said faith. Yes. We talked about this in our last live last week, but really having faith, and praying about this and taking the leap, but making informed decisions, calculated decisions. Don't just do something without thinking about things first. And Octavia, I see you here say lawyer, Michelle. Yeah. Oh, let me tell you, it's interesting that I work at the law school and all of this happened. And so I literally I have a friend who's a lawyer who had looked over the paperwork, and they were like, this needs to be fixed. This needs to be fixed. So I wrote the woman back a pretty strongly worded email. And it's like, I'm not signing anything until these things are corrected on the paperwork. Because the woman tried to email me and be like, oh, well, this email will suffice. And I'm like, the email won't suffice because we're signing a contractual agreement right now. So if anything goes wrong, whatever's in this contract is going to stand, not some email that you're emailing me right now. Oh, we were going back and forth about this. So and I tell you, it reaffirmed that it's time to go. It is just time to go. Yvette, and they say, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Wait, Kale Shuffer said, hey, I'm at the movies, but it's broke, so thought I'd pop in while they fix it. Oh, okay. Well, hello, and I'm kind of glad it broke so you can come join us. LRA says, congratulations on your new endeavors. Blessings all the way. Thank you. Thank you. Sharon says, hey, Michelle, I tried your henna gloss brush for the first time. I'm in love. Please keep making them because I will keep buying. Oh, yay. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Yes, Octavia. I see you out here. I'll get to your question, Christelle, in a second. I'm going to answer these Instagram questions, and then I'll answer some in the chat, and then I'll answer some from Facebook. Then I'll answer some from YouTube because y'all had questions everywhere, so it's fine. KME Kai Collection asked me, what is my cultural background? Um, oh, Christelle, you could definitely leave that in the chat. Don't feel like you have to delete your question. You can ask that. I'll definitely get to answering that. My cultural background it's funny because I feel like as a Black American person, I really had to think hard about that because like cultural background, I don't really have any. But yes, my ancestors came over from slavery, so I am African American. I grew up in Texas, eating a lot of Mexican food. So my friends, I said I was supposed to be taking out my braids, so I'm gonna continue taking out my braids. Um, Eating a lot of Mexican food, so a lot of my friends tease me and tell me that I'm actually part Mexican. And I moved to New York when I turned 18. Uh, Culture, I really I don't really know. I would just say I'm a Black American woman who's struggling to find her identity in this world. Like a lot of Black, I can't say struggling to find my identity. I feel like I know what I want to do now, and I know who I am now. But it took a long, long time. The person who asked, I think, is African, and I feel like a lot of people who, not just her, but on my page, who are, I'm trying to make sure I'm not going to cut my hair, who are of African descent, ask me that question because they're looking for, like, are you Nigerian? Are you this? And I don't have the answer to that because slavery. Um, okay, so I have one more question on this on Instagram, and then I'll answer the YouTube question right now. Someone asked, "What is a talent you have that most people don't know about?" What is a talent I have? I sing and I play the piano. I actually taught myself the piano when I was young, when I was like 9 or 10. I taught myself how to play, and I sing pretty well, so people tell me. But yeah, and I love to cook. I think you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, y'all see that they call me Chef Michelle. Like, I really, really love to cook. My food is good. Um, yeah, those are some of my hidden talents. Okay, so I'm gonna go to YouTube here. Let's see. Wonder says, looking forward to the day you will start shipping to the Caribbean, St. Lucia. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into that now that I have more time to sorry, it was pulling my hair in a weird way. Now that I'll have more time, like after May 5th. I'll definitely look into like shipping, outside of, I can't say just outside the US, but shipping to the Caribbean really. And it's that, and I want to ship to certain parts in Africa, but I really think for Africa, I want like um a retailer there so that I can ship in bulk because there's obviously so many countries in Africa. And I think it would be a lot easier to do it that way. LRH says, FYI, I love the herbal store Mountain Rose. Oh yeah, I love them too. You took on Mountain Rose herbs? I love them too. They're really good. Naturally Nobody says, congrats, Michelle. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Cute Curl says, how did you learn to formulate? So I learned to formulate actually by researching. I started researching about formulating products. I was already researching about ingredients, but I did all the research myself. I researched online. I got cosmetic formula books, and I started reading them and started testing them. So I also have a chemistry degree. I should reference that. So I've always been really interested in formulating hair products. I actually wanted to formulate skin and body products, because I have eczema. And so that was always one of the big things for me that I really wanted to do. So I did study that in school, even though I didn't study cosmetic chemistry, but I just studied, like, I took, well, obviously regular chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, and physical chemistry. I did all that and then worked in finance. Go figure. But and so yeah, so a lot of that became just trial and error and a lot of research, really understanding the structure of the hair, looking at how ingredients affect that, not infect, affect that. All of that, just a ton of research. That's why sometimes when people ask me, I didn't take a class. There are classes out there that you can take if you want to learn how to formulate. But for me, this is formulating has always been of interest to me. And so I think when the time came, I would say when the pandemic came, that really kind of, when you finally had time, when I finally had time on my hands to really sit down, stop, sit down and read and really take the time to figure it out. That's how I learned. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the YouTube. I had asked questions on my YouTube community page. I screenshot them. So Taina Rodriguez asked, okay, also you guys, someone had asked me before if there was going to be lint in the knotless braids. There is lint in the knotless braids. Not extreme, but what I've been doing is I have this, like, I did a review for this company last year, 2 years ago, Curly Quilly Tresses. And so she has like a pre-poo treatment. So I'm literally I have like a little bit left. So I'm just using that on the lint section, and I'm just like rubbing that in to help break down some of that lint. It's not really, really bad, but this is also why I did not use my deep conditioner on the hair, because I really didn't want it to cause more lint and buildup in there. Because for me, in the back of my hair here, I get so much buildup every single time I get braids. So I really didn't want to do that too much. Okay, so sorry. Now let me get back to this question here. So it says, what does the process behind formulating a product look like for you? And how long does it usually take for you to formulate a product? So my process is, like, first of all, I have to decide what I plan to formulate. Right, I'll talk to this because I'm actually in the process of formulating a leave-in conditioner right now. So my question is, what is my intent, right? What do I hope to achieve with this product? What ingredients could I use that can help me achieve said purpose, right? So for me, when I think of a leave-in conditioner, and this is me, you could have a leave-in conditioner that has a bit of detangling properties. You could have a leave-in conditioner that acts more as a moisturizer. You could have a leave-in conditioner that's lighter. You can have a leave-in conditioner that's heavier. So for me, the first process is what is the intent of the product, right? And from there, then I go through and I look at ingredients, right? And I look through all the oils, all the butters, all the herbs that I know. And I have herbal books that I think I've referenced, or they're also in my Amazon store. And I'll go through and I'll look to find herbs that can achieve whatever it is that I'm looking for, right? And then what I'll do is I'll go to whatever company that might sell such herb, okay? So when you're formulating, you'll use herbal extracts as opposed to making like an herbal tea, okay? And the issue with that is because, as somebody who's asked me, and I think there's a question in here about this, when you formulate with all natural ingredients, the thing is they go bad quickly. So herbal extracts are created in a lab. They're alcohol expressed, not in a bad way, to produce all the good nutrients and stuff from them. So I'll go through companies and I'll see what type of herbal extracts they have that fill the needs of whatever it is that I'm looking for in that particular thing. And I'll go through and read, like, how long does these herbal extracts last, et cetera, et cetera. I'll order a bunch of samples of things, and then I'll begin the process of formulating. So I'll write out a formula for the product, and then I'll basically go into testing mode. So I will make small batches, and I'll start to test it on me, test it on my friends. See, well, for me, it's always first and foremost, do I like the product, right? After I make it, do I like it? Okay. Because first of all, if I don't like it, I'm not putting it out. So I'll have to go through the process. Was it too heavy? Was it too tacky? Was it too light? Did it give me any moisture? Like, I'll go through that process asking myself the questions that I was trying. Did I achieve what I was trying to achieve? And then after I get to a formula that I think that I like, and I'm like, okay, I think other people might like this, then I will ship it out to my testers. And my testers are just basically a group of my friends who I harass, and they and they love me, and they will basically test out the product for me for a few weeks, see how they like it. I'll ask them to use it in multiple ways. I'll ask them to use it like underneath a gel, add it to a regular moisturizer. Doesn't mix well with other gels. Doesn't mix well with other moisturizers. Um, like that. And then after that, then I'll begin to the process of getting labels, et cetera, and putting it on the market. How long that takes, it could be weeks to, I can't say weeks, it'll be usually a couple months. It takes me a couple months. Also, again, because number one, I'm usually in the middle of doing 1,000 things, and taking the time right now to just formulate on myself, by myself, while trying to, do my YouTube, while trying to print out orders and and work my full 9 to 5 has been very, very difficult. I just don't have as much time as I needed. So now that I'll be doing this full time, I'm assuming that this will be a much quicker process. At least for me, I could probably spend 2 to 3 days formulating a product to see if I like it. But then I want to use it for like 2 to 3 weeks. See if like I said, I really have to determine if I like it. So yeah, that is the process. Okay. I'm going to answer these and then I'll go back to the chat. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So Wonder says, what advice would you give to someone who wants to start a business in a foreign country but has no idea yet what to venture in? I wish you would have given me a little bit more information which country, because every country is different and every country has certain things that are popular. But I will say this: anytime you start a business that you're passionate about. It doesn't matter. I don't want to say it doesn't matter what country you're in, because I understand that some things might be tied to or related to where you're at. But most importantly, do something that you're passionate about, because when you start your business, you're gonna eat, sleep, drink, and live your business. Okay. And if you're like me, and I would say most people who start their business, you're starting your business while you're still at your current job, at your current business, which means you're going to go to your 9 to 5, and then you're going to come home and spend the next 5 to 1 or 2 in the morning doing said business. So I would definitely do something that you're passionate about, something that you're going to be able to be almost sick of, but you're like, I'll wake up and do it tomorrow because I actually love it. Because you're going to eat, sleep, and drink it. Other than that, if you're really trying to know like what's popular, I would go out and see what are people like. And that's what I wish she would have given me a little bit more information. But I would try to see what people are asking for, right? Um, if you're an if you're not on social media, I will recommend you get on social media. If you wanted to do something, obviously I'm going to talk about hair care. I would start following hair accounts. If you want to do something that, like, I want to make candles or I want to make soap, I would start following other soapers. I would following other candle accounts. If I want to be a chef, or maybe not chef, if I wanted to make cupcakes and sell cupcakes, I would follow a bunch of cupcake accounts. I would start doing all of the research, right? Before you begin a business, I would start doing all of the research that I could in that field to figure out, is it popular? Is there a need? And then how can I fill or fix that need um, in the industry? So whatever it is, right? Because if I think about hair care, right, there's 1,000 hair care products. There's 1,000 hair care companies, right? But what can make me unique? What can make me different? What can I offer that might not be out there, or maybe not popular? Or what's my spin on it, right? Because let me tell you, there are 1,000 hair care companies and 1,000 hair care brands. And so to be like, oh, I don't want to do it just because there's 1,000 of them out there, I think is you're missing your calling, if that's truly your calling. This is also why I said just something you got to be truly passionate about. And then from there, I would, like, again, I wouldn't just do Instagram research. I would do full research, looking on Google, looking online, going to, if there are like trade shows in your country, go to those trade shows. Um, Go and see what people are doing. Go and see what people are talking about. Go to YouTube. Read under the comments of YouTubers, and to see what people are asking questions about under the niche in which you're trying to create a business in, and then go forth and create. So if people are saying like, I noticed that nobody's talking about like I just saw here, Sasha's talking about like small business for like alopecia, or small business for like skin issues, and people are not addressing those issues. Go out and create a line that will address those issues, right? Um, yeah, that is my advice if I was to start a business that I didn't know what it is that I wanted to start. In another country, and I'm guessing that you might be in a country that doesn't have as many resources. So I would definitely look into companies, like, again, find out where people are getting their ingredients from. Like, if you're looking for hair care or skincare, find out where they are getting them from, because not every company and not every retailer ships internationally. So find out what you can get in your own local country first, and then see if you can find companies that ship to your particular country. All right, I'm gonna then jump to the chat and see if there's any questions here, and then I'm gonna go back to the other YouTube. Okay. Oh, LRH says, you put me onto the store. I'm a DIYer. Okay. Well, I'm glad you love it. I'm glad you love it. Hey, Brownon. She says, hey, everyone. Hey. D says, do you have children? No, I do not have any children. I am a dog mom, so I just have a dog. D says, would you consider opening a Now I Am Nappy store in the UK? I would, if there is enough interest. And I will say, the past couple of weeks have shown me that there are interest. There is interest there. But to open a store, I would definitely need like a lot more interest, is what I would say. Definitely a lot more interest, because um, there's so much cost. There's so much overhead costs, is what I'm thinking, when opening a store in another country. Um, I would be more inclined to see if I could find a retailer out there who already has like maybe a hair product store, and sell, like, sell them that, like that, than to just open up a store right now. Because right now I don't even have a store, an official store in the U.S. So before I open a store in the UK, I would definitely open a store in the U.S. Sylvia says, where can I get herbal extracts in Nigeria? Dira, I'm sorry, I do not know where you can get it in Nigeria. I'm not in Nigeria, I'm in the US. Um, I don't know, but I would check. I'm trying to think, like, lotioncrafter.com. I think they might be in the description box in this video. Um, I would check them, because I do know that they ship internationally. I don't know if they ship to Nigeria. I don't. But I do know that they do ship internationally, because I've seen some of their stuff, like, for international orders, X, Y, and Z, and I do know they have a good amount of herbal extracts at that company. Octavia said, you go, Michelle. Thank you. Yvette says, would you speak to the dangers or cons of mixing random items without properly researching them or knowing how ingredients interact? I can speak a little bit to it. Um, I wouldn't necessarily say if it's a danger per se. As long as you're not mixing toxic chemicals together, there's always dangers in doing that. But if you're mixing, like, let's say you don't know what you're doing, right? And a lot of people don't know what they're doing, and they're just making hair products. You can still make a hair product. It may not be a great product. It may not achieve the purpose. It may not be a stable product. So what I mean by that is you can make as long as you have an emulsifier, oil, and water, you pretty much can make a hair product, right? How long it take to go bad, which, well, I'll say that could be really dangerous, right? If you don't put a preservative in it, and you're trying to sell a product without a preservative in it to people, and people use it and it's contaminating them, and they get really sick from that, that could be really problematic. If you're using ingredients that maybe don't go well together, I'm trying to think of an ingredient that wouldn't go necessarily well together. I don't know. My brain is like not working on that. But I'll just say this: people can formulate. Almost anyone probably could formulate. But knowing what actually works and why it works is really what makes the difference between someone who's just a DIYer and someone who actually formulates products, right? Um, Knowing how much you can use, what percentage you can use. Oh, I could say like this. Okay, so if an herbal extract says to use it at no higher than 10%, right? And you decide, I'm gonna use this at 20%, because I don't even know to look at what percent I can use said ingredient. So I'm thinking I can use this at whatever percent I want to. You can cause hair loss. You can cause damage to your scalp. You can cause, I don't know, maybe you could make the product, like, again, like if you put a preservative in it and then you notice that your preservative is not lasting as long, it can cause issues with that. Again, it could also, depending on how much or how little you use, it could destabilize your product. When I talk about destabilization, if you guys look at that preservative video I did like a year or a year and a half ago, and I show you a bag of product and it's completely like lumpy, clumpy, whatever, that's what I'm talking about when I say destabilize a product. So the product doesn't like stay emulsified and doesn't stay combined. So there's a lot of things with that, and that can cause, I mean, wasted product, wasted time, wasted this. There is a formula to formulating, right? Is that silly to say? There is a formula to formulating, and each ingredient in each product can only be used at a certain percentage at a certain amount. So it's really important to know that before you begin formulating. It's really important to know how certain things might interact if you use too much, if you use too little. Yeah. Sorry. I started reading the comments and then I really got, my brain just like, whoop, got distracted. So I would say those are just some of the things that could happen if you don't know what you're doing when you're formulating. Which I will say, if anyone is going to formulate, find a class, take a course, or do the research, right? I get not everybody is going to be a nerd like me. Not everybody is going to want to read a cosmetic book, cosmetic chemistry book, or a lab book, or do the testing. But it's really important to do all of that to really have a full understanding of what you're doing while you're formulating. Okay. Sasha says, I have a small business, hair and skin oils. Now I want to add an oil for alopecia. How do I go about giving samples without spending too much as I'm just starting my business? About giving samples out to people. I mean, you can get just small bottles. You can get like 2-ounce bottles and give samples out, like smaller size samples. Just be really targeted with who you're trying to reach. If you're trying to see like people who, eczema comes and looks in different forms, right? So everybody's eczema looks differently. I have eczema around here and it looks different from the eczema that's here. It looks different from the eczema that's here, right? Also, eczema on me can look different from someone on another person. Eczema on Black people also looks different from eczema on other races like Caucasian and Asian. So I would just be really intentional about it. I wouldn't just, someone says, oh, I have I don't know why I said eczema when you're definitely talking about alopecia. So sorry, my brain read eczema, but you definitely said alopecia. So I would be intentional about people who have different types of alopecia. And I would, give them, you're going to have to give them enough to see if it's going to work. And you're probably going to have to give them more than a 2-ounce sample. You're probably going to have to give them enough for at least a month. I'm guessing at least a month. Otherwise, how can you know if it actually works or not? So I would just be really selective. That's what I would do, because you're going to have to give out. I see you, Sasha. You're going to have to give out to get, right? And I'll tell you this, when you have your own business, you're going to have to spend money to make money, and I hate to say it like that, but I can't tell you how much money and how much products I've given away, I've tested out, I've mailed out for free. You're going to have to spend some money. You're going to have to spend some money. So if that means right now you can't do 10 people, do 5 people and save some more money and then do another 5 people, right? If you're trying to get like test results, or you're trying to get, show, so you have pictures on your website to say, my oils helps to heal alopecia. Do it like that. If you have enough money for one person to do it for a month, then pay that one person and make sure they get the pictures that you need and get the results that you need. It's really hard, because I'm going to tell you this. Last year, I'm in the process of doing my taxes. Now, I did start my business last year. I started my business in 2020. And of course, like 2020 was almost an even wash, right? With how much money I put out getting bottles, getting products, and getting raw ingredients. in the beginning, it's almost like even, which is why I say try to keep your full-time business for as long as possible while you're doing your part-time or your side. I wouldn't even call it part-time. While you're doing your side business, because any side business, if you're doing it the way, it's not a part-time business. It becomes a really another full-time business. So keep your full-time job for as long as possible. Save up as much as you can so then you can get the samples, you can get the ingredients that you need. I was saying literally this year, I was doing my taxes and I looked at how much I spent this year on raw ingredients. Now, the thing is also this year, everything went up, okay? Inflation has gone up so ridiculous. I have not raised my prices like most companies have. I might for one or two things. It's not going to go up a lot. I haven't decided if I am, if I'm not. Um, it's expensive to own your own business, to get raw ingredients. It just is. Right now the economy is trash. Let's be real. Raw ingredients. So when I tell you I was looking for my Mo Raw butter, right? And I get my Mo Raw butter from this one company and I got them from 2020. I've been using them. When I tell you the raw butter went up $100, I was like, for the same amount that I was always getting, it was $100 more. Some of my oils, and it's not everything, but like everything did go up, but I'm saying some things went up like really crazy expensive. It's my exotic products that I have or raw ingredients that I have that just shot up in price. So I get it. Like I totally get it as a business owner, as a small business owner. Um, it's hard. So, it's like save up what you can. Use your full-time business to pay for your side business for as long as you can. If you can only do one or two people, then only do one or two people at a time until you get where you need to be. Okay, let me go back to the thing. Sorry. Um. Oh, Katie says good afternoon. Hey, Katie, how are you? Nika says hi, beauty. Hey, my dear, how are you, Nika? Latonya says, hey, you talk with your hands, Michelle. You will never get that hair down. I am a hand talker. I am the worst. And for the first couple of minutes, I was just talking. I forgot I was supposed to be taking on these braids. So yeah. Gail says, what do you use for your eczema? Sorry. So I actually have a whole skincare video, but basically I use a little bit of a herbal remedy with neem. I do my mask treatments, and then I just keep my eczema hydrated. So right now I am using Good Molecules. They're basically their whole line. The hyaluronic acid and the niacinamide serum have been really, really helpful with getting the hydration back into my skin. So I'll use that after I wash. So I use my oat and aloe shampoo bar. I was trying to see if I have one over here. I use my oat and aloe shampoo bar to uh, cleanse my skin. Sorry, my brain was like, what do you use it for? I want to say my hair, but I was like, we're talking about skin. I use that because it does have the almond powder and it has a neem, and that for me is really good with my eczema. And then I'll do my whole routine. So if you're looking for my skincare routine, I have done a video on that right before I think this challenge. So if you go back like 12 videos, you'll see my skincare routine, and I show you everything that I do. I definitely do oil cleansing sometimes, especially if my skin is really dry. If I have a flare up, I will also try to balance the pH of my skin. I'll do an apple cider. I didn't talk about this in that video, but I'll do an apple cider vinegar in one tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in about 6 to 8 ounces of water, and I'll soak that on. For me here, it's always here. Like this is a really bad flare up. I just had one actually, and I'll do that every night to get the pH of my skin back down to normal. Because I noticed that when my eczema is really flared up, the pH of my skin is really, really high. So I'll do that every night, and then I'll still do that moisturizing routine as always on my skin. But definitely check that out. But I will say this: niacinamide and hyaluronic acid serums have been really instrumental in creating more moisture to my hair and helping my skin, and helping me to prevent that flaky, dry skin that I get with eczema. Patricia says, hi, Michelle. Hello, dear. So I got my order of your Ayurvedic hair oil. Can't wait to start using it. Awesome, awesome. Tiffany said, I once had a natural product I purchased online go rancid. It was terrible. Yeah, Tiffany, I will say this. A lot of times, and even small companies, big companies, uh, if you don't use enough preservative or you don't use the right preservative or people haven't done enough testing on it, products will go bad. And someone had emailed me or messaged me on Instagram earlier this week telling me that they want to sell a avocado mask for the public, and she wanted to know how to preserve it so it wouldn't go bad. And I told her impossible because it's a natural ingredient. I was like, fruits and vegetables are the hardest thing to preserve. It is like, how long would you leave an avocado out before it goes bad? I don't know, a week, 2 weeks before it's completely moldy. Preservatives can do but so much, and the more natural the ingredient, the harder it is to preserve. I really cannot stress that enough. And so if people are using raw plant particles or fruit things in their products, they really should be taking it to a lab to do testing to see if the preservative can withstand the time frame in which they're claiming their preservative or the product will last. But I'm here to tell you, if you're using any type of raw fresh fruits, you're not going to get but a couple weeks out of that. And even Natural, the girl who sold the avocado mask, the young girl who was making that in her room, she freezes her products, and you have to use them, I think, in like 2 weeks, within 2 weeks after getting them, and you have to keep it refrigerated. Like, there is no long-term use of that product for like, I'm going to use this in a month. No, you're not, because that product's going to be bad. So yeah, it's just, it's nearly impossible when you're using that and you want to sell it to the public. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Excuse me. Scroll back up. Katie says, have you ever used catnip or stinging nettle? Yeah, I use stinging nettle. I haven't used catnip. Katie actually just did a video. I did a video on stinging nettle 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I talk about the silica in nettle, and I talked about something else in nettle. I'm drawing a blank. But in that video, I discussed how I use it. I think that week we made a hair tea from it. I also use it in my scalp relief oil. I'm talking about the stinging nettle. So yeah, I definitely have. I just saw you said sorry you have. Yeah, I have. I haven't talked about catnip, but definitely stinging nettle. Sylvia says, please, I have something like fat bloom in my hair butter. I don't know what fat bloom is, Sylvia. Oh, Nika said, okay, twist. Oh, it's so crazy, Nika, because I had just cut my hair, and my hair is starting to, I feel like it's growing back so quickly after I literally just cut it. I ain't complaining though. I'm rolling my eyes as if I'm not excited that it's growing back. And if any of y'all are wondering, I don't know if you guys were here for the early part of the video, but like almost a year, 2 years ago, I did a review for this company, and she uses this as like a pre-poo, and it's curly coily tresses. Sorry. And so I'm trying to use up all the old products that I have from people. So in like the little lint thing up here I showed you guys earlier, I've been using that to like break down the like lint balls and then using that down the length of my hair. So that is what I'm using, and that's what I'm doing. Because I'm about to shampoo my hair out. But I'm going to record that. That's going to be for Tip Tuesday. Okay. Marie says, hope all is well. Yes, everything's going well. Thank you. Sophia says, I'm happy for you. Jesus loves you. Thank you. Hey, Kel. She says, hey, Michelle. Sasha says, I'm a single mom, lost job during the terrible time. And trust me, this business I'm working on, as you said, I get 2 people on C. Okay, yeah. Definitely just take your time, sis. Take your time. I know you're probably trying to put it out there because you're like, I need the money. I get it. I totally get it. But one thing when it comes to businesses, you got to spend money to make money. Oh, Nika says, Kel. hey, chat. LOL says, any new herbs you discovered that you want to try out? Yeah, I actually did. I ordered them. I ordered them. I haven't tried them out yet. I'm scrolling. I'm rolling over here to grab them. Some might be in my other box of herbs, but I got some. So I have researched maca root before, but I've never used it. So I have maca root, and that's in the other room. But also my spirulina powder. Now I know this is like really, there you go. This is like really good for internal health. It's like a plant-based protein. It's also like an algae, I believe. There's this, and I ordered something else too, and I cannot remember. It's in the other room too, and I got that all from, nope, online. I was gonna say Mountain Rose Herbs, but this one I did not. That one's from Organic Creations. Let me see. I'm trying to see what else I ordered, so I can look at this invoice. No, okay. So yeah, I got spirulina. I got lemon balm. I talked to you guys about lemon balm though in the other video. I've actually really liked it. I've been drinking that as a tea, and I really like that as a tea. Y'all know about the lemongrass already. So what else did I order from Mountain Rose Herbs? Let me see. Let me see. When did I order that? Where are you? But that's where I got the macaroon, and I got something else. I'm like trying to remember. I don't know why I can't find my invoice. Where is my invoice? Mountain. Maybe I put in maca root because I know I ordered it when I did that bundle. Oh, oh no, I guess there are already things I talked about. So I got in that bundle, I got the holy basil, horsetail, maca root, the saw palmetto berry, which I have talked about. I've done a video. I haven't done a video about just saw palmetto berry, and I want to talk more about that because the studies I always tell you guys about were the amla powder with the saw palmetto, and that was a study that showed that they were that combination was better than like Finish-Dried, which is basically like Rogaine. There was like way better results using saw palmetto with the almond powder than using their Rogaine with hair growth. So I've been wanting to do a video about that, and have I done it? Nope. And I ordered those herbs back in September of 21. Yeah, so I'm gonna get on it, but I'm excited to try those out. Those are gonna be my next couple herbs that I use. I don't know, internally, externally, do videos on. Yeah. Okay, Nita says ingredient costs have increased, so totally understand if you have to increase the cost of your individual product. Oh, thank you, thank you. So I might, and as I said, like I'm definitely I'm also trying to find other resources for some ingredients because, like I said, the usual people I go to just cost has just gone up. Now Nika says avocados called spoil in a blink. Seriously. This is like as soon as I feel like the threshold between it being ripe and then it being spoiled is like you blinking, you're like, oh, it's spoiled. Like how? How does that happen? Cal says hair clouds. Sylvia says, what of dried herbs? Oh wait, Sylvia, what were we talking about? I forgot. You can use dried herbs, Sylvia, in your hair butters and in your oils. Yes, you can use them. Holton says, can I subscribe? By all means, you can subscribe. Because it's watching you makes me feel like I need to stop being lazy and go install my style for the week. Well, come on, sis. Do it while we chat. Sassy says, catnip is great for hair, digestive system, colic, and helps you sleep, and so on. Thank you, boo. Sassy is also wonderful with herbal knowledge, and not just for hair care, but for body care. Oh, Sylvia says, I love spirulina. Yeah, it's really, really good for you. I have obviously not used it. Like I said, I'm good for ordering stuff and then leaving it for a long time. Because I said I actually got saw palmetto after you spoke of it, but have I used it? Join the club, sis. Join the club. Like I order so many herbs sometimes. I get really hyped. Like, don't let them have a sale, child. I'll be in there like, what don't I have? And then of course I'll get stuff that I've heard of or I've read about. I just haven't like done like used it yet. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to answering some more questions. I can't believe we're almost an hour in. Let's all right, what's my next one I'm gonna take down? I'm gonna take down one in the back. I need to finish taking down this back row. Okay. So number 3 says, just curious, what are some of the hurdles you faced during your entrepreneurship journey that almost made you give up on the business, assuming it hasn't been a smooth ride, and how did you overcome them? Um, I said because there's always a lot of obstacles when you're starting a business. Um, Time has been the biggest and hardest obstacle I faced, really, because I don't really like, I'm not a big sleeper. I am a night owl and I hate getting up in the mornings, but I also have a 9 to 5 job. And so literally staying up late and trying to get everything done. A lot of times I don't want to give up because not anymore, but I'm saying, especially in the beginning, like it was really difficult to like balance everything out, right? And also at the time I was married, and so it was hard trying to like determine like how much time should I spend with my husband? How much time do I devote to my business? Okay, how do I balance that out? Do I call out sick today from my 9 to 5 job because I have a sale going on? Like managing time was really, really hard for me. And it's still probably one of the harder things for me to do. Trying to get everything out as a one man show or one woman show. Let's correct that. As a one woman show has been difficult. Knowing when to ask for help, right? Thinking I always think that I can do it all. I can just do it. I can do it all by myself, and then I'm worn out, and then I'm exhausted, and then I have to get up the next day and do it all over again. Get up the next day and go to work. Be to work on time. Be to work on time. Be to work on time. Function in that world. Again, I'm also in a. It's not even like I'm at a position that is like a low functioning or lower functioning job, as in I'm required to do budgets. I'm like right in the middle right now. Like this week, I'm in the middle of budget reporting. And I really have to be focused on that. I'm creating budgets for my individual teams. We're doing our annual budget reports. Like I'm in a really physically, mentally taxing job. Then I have to come home and I'm like, all right, am I going to formulate today or I'm going to pack orders today? At the time, I'm going to spend time with my husband. Oh, I also work out. Am I going to do that? Trying to find balance was probably really, really hard early on. I definitely have a much better schedule. Also, scheduling in some time to just not do anything, right? Which in the beginning, I was like, I don't have time to not do anything. Who has time for that? But if you don't take time to not do anything, your body will make you take time to not do anything, okay? Because I'm one person, and you can burn out. And that was the other thing. I didn't want to burn out because, when I'm starting to feel like I want to burn out, that's when I'll like take a vacation. I'll go somewhere, or I'll just, call out of work and literally sleep all day. Just try to get my body like refreshed back up to where I want it to be. So, that has been hard. I would say now also, it's not even, for me, it's not even the business aspect. Sometimes it's just all the external things going on in life, like being a YouTuber and going through a divorce and not trying to overshare too much information, while also still managing your business, while also potentially losing your 9 to 5 job, reevaluating your finances, thinking that you have a certain amount of finances, and now that's cut down because you don't have the other income. Now you just have your income. Can you sustain that? Sometimes the outside factors can feel like, a heavy weight. So trying to manage that is it's not very difficult, but it's difficult. It's difficult. It has its ups and has its downs. Some of the things I would say tied directly to the business is I think working with the post office and managing things when people don't get their products. due to, and this is something I'm actually still trying to manage and try to function with. What do you do in a situation where you ship the product out, the post office claims or UPS claims or whoever claims that they've delivered the product, and the person says, I haven't received it? And so managing that, because it's like, all right, you're like, okay, well, I've done my part. The post office has done their part. And of course, I do insurance on all of the products. If you order more than, I forget, whatever threshold it is, all the products come with insurance on it. But you can't, you can file, but you can't file a claim because the post office says we delivered it. I don't know what they did with their product. They could be, and the post office says they could be lying. They could be saying they didn't receive it. So they're not going to file the claim. So am I out all of that money? If I have to reship the product, should I reship the product? Do I offer a discount? I think managing those things to me can be very, very stressful, because at the same time, I understand what it's like to not get the product that you ordered, right? You order something from a company, you expect to receive it. But also, as a small business owner, some people want you to reship the whole entire product at at your expense. I'll say this, at your complete expense. And it's really hard, because then if you don't do so, then they're very upset and they call you really nasty names and say, I'm never going to support Black. This is why I don't support Black businesses. When your part, for me, for my part, I've done my part. Like, I've mailed the product. I have, you know what I mean? Like, I've done my part of the deal, right? And so I think, like, managing that has been difficult, because I feel like in the beginning I didn't see a lot of that, and that's mainly because I was dealing with y'all. Y'all are like people who've known me, people who follow me for a long time. Y'all rock out with me, and so um, it's like now dealing with people who don't know me, and they're like, "Oh, a friend recommended me to you, and now you screwed me over." And I'm like, I mean, I didn't screw you over. I shipped the product. UPS claims they delivered the product. I don't have control over that. Nika's just, this is why I used to make signatures required. I had people try to play me with that. Yeah, and it's hard because, like, if I do signature required, then I got to increase my price of shipping, and people already complain about shipping. And it's like managing this world, right? This is the world. This is the hard part for me, managing it, because again, do people already have issues with shipping? Now, I'll say this, my shipping, I have always tried to offer pretty affordable shipping costs, okay? But again, if I start to ask for signatures, do I just go ahead and increase the cost for shipping, and everyone has to take the L, because there are people who might be abusing the system, right? Who might get the products, who might receive the products and say, I never received it and I want you to reship the entire thing for me. Um, I don't know. I'm just, that part is very, really hard for me to navigate. Also, because I never want to make someone feel like I'm screwing them over. Like, I didn't deliver the product, or I didn't do this. I ordered from you, and I didn't get the product. And I get that, right? Because I pretty much order everything online. And people don't realize, but like all the companies I deal with are online. All of my raw ingredients I order online. So I totally would get it, what it's like to order something and then not receive it. And for me, I'm not spending, $100 or $200. I'm spending a couple grand. So if I lose a couple grand, like that loss for me would be felt. I'm not saying that $100 isn't a loss, because trust me, $100 is a loss. $50 is a loss. $25 is a loss. Okay, nobody wants to lose anything. But losing a couple of grand and the company says, I've shipped it, it doesn't feel good. Nothing about that feels good. So I totally understand from the customer point of view, but also from the business owner, trying to manage and navigate that world is very, very difficult for me. Okay. I'm gonna answer one more question, and then I'm gonna go back to the chat. Let's see. In the thing says Dimensions by Gina. She says, "Hi, will you be making a Shebe hibiscus leave-in?" Well, I answered that question earlier, and yes, I'll be making a leave-in. I'm actually working on the process of that now, so I can't give you guys an estimated time when that will come out, because after May 5th, I'll definitely have a lot more time on my hands. I say that term loosely because I don't think I'll have a lot more time on my hands, but I'll just be focused on my business only. Okay, so let me scroll back up to here in the chat box. Okay, so he says, I love spirulina. Okay, yes. Kel says, I actually got saw palmetto after you spoke of it, but have I used, oh, we talked about that, yeah. Tanisha says, what brand of saw palmetto you use? So I got mine from Mountain Rose Herbs. Sylvia says, I love saw palmetto. Awesome. Aisha says, is your products good for alopecia? Yes, my products are great for alopecia. I would highly recommend getting a gloss bar and the stimulating Ayurvedic oil. And for the gloss bar, what kind of alopecia I would ask do you have? Also, let me just back up a little bit. Um, do you know what's causing your alopecia? Have you gone to a doctor, dermatologist, et cetera, et cetera? I mean, like got blood test results and know what's causing the alopecia. Because I will say my amla fenugreek neem bar are really great for that, and so is the moringa and amla bar. But it's again, if you know my channel, I don't like to just say use this product, use this thing. Like I really like to give a reason behind it. So just give me a little bit more information about that, okay? Sylvia says, "Can I use the dried herbs in a leave-in conditioner? Will it spoil?" No, it won't spoil, but you need to make sure you account for all of that when you use your preservative, and then you're gonna have to do testing. And if you, I'll say this: all products, any type of products you use, when you use any type of herbal stuff, everything's gonna spoil. Okay, let's just be real. Okay, anytime there's water in a product and you use herbal stuff, everything can spoil. It's gonna depend on what type of preservative you use, um, how much you might need to use a double preserve your products, which means maybe using a product in your water phase and then a product at the end result for the overall thing. All of that is going to be contingent on what percentage you use of dried herbs in your product, the type of preservative you're using, and again, always test, test, test to see how long the product can last, and preferably with a lab and not just yourself. Katie says, Michelle, your hair is really growing back nicely. Oh, thank you. I was just saying that. I was like, I don't know what happened during the the month my hair was in these braids, but definitely I feel like I see some new growth here. Definitely some new growth. So thank you. I noticed it too as I'm talking to y'all, taking out my hair. Sassy says, random avocado info. To preserve it in the fridge, you can after you cut it, one, brush it with olive oil, squeeze lemon juice with it, and wrap it up. Also, you can put it in cold water face down. Oh, thank you, thank you. But we were talking about honey. We were talking about preserving it for hair care, Sassy. But I mean, that's also helpful for when I'm eating it because, like I said, the that's where they go bad so quickly. So I'll definitely check that out when I'm using it to just eat it for myself. Um, Nika says, this is why you, okay, I see you. Can we answer that? Why you're really strong. Thank you, Sylvia. Marie says, hey, Michelle, can you tell me your take on keratin treatments for natural hair maintenance? Um, like I would say like the keratin treatments that basically make your hair straight. Is that the kind of keratin treatments you're talking about, Marie? Because if that's the case, I'm not a fan of them. If you're talking about like a protein treatment, keratin with a protein treatment, that's fine. There's keratin products that contain keratin is just a protein. Your hair is made of keratin, so not a bad process. The process in which you're talking about, which I think you're talking about, is a chemical process, and it causes your hair to be straight, and it can be very, very damaging to your hair. Also, I believe they use formaldehyde in that mixture, which is also very, very toxic. We know what people use formaldehyde for, and it should not be used on your hair, should not be used on your body. So I'm not a fan of it. But let me know which type of keratin treatment you're talking about, which I think you're talking about the latter. Cases that happens to me with FedEx. You were so amazing about it, and I've been ordering from your company for a few years and never had a problem until then. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Katie. And that's the thing. Like, I will say this: there are two people who have ordered from me multiple times, and I know, like, I feel like I know, I can't say I know I trust you, but like I trust. There's things that are gonna happen, you know. it's just there are different circumstances, and so I try to manage each and take into account each and every situation. I will never lump everything in together as just one thing. Um, yeah. Kenny says, "Are we still live? I was doing my mother's hair. She has serious hair issues. Do you have a cream leave-in that doesn't have shea? Yeah. My twist. I'll say this: my twist cream and my twist cream can definitely be used as a leave-in, and also my leave-in spray. But you said a cream, but my twist cream you can definitely use that as a leave-in." Nika said, "Chill, I cut this full off for $3. People don't uh, people don't play with money, but people also take advantage when it comes to money." Yeah, yeah, I feel you. Aisha said, "No, I have not." Okay, I think Aisha, you said, "Oh, you have not gone." Aisha, I would definitely go to the doctor. So one thing on my channel, I'll tell you this: go to your dermatologist and find out what type of alopecia you're suffering from. If it's the alopecia here in the center of your hair, it's called I'll just call CCCA, but it's like centrifugal cicatricial alopecia. I forget the actual name, but it's right now. But that type of alopecia generally tends to come from more internal than just external. Yes, it can come from like too tight braids and poor hair care habits, like wearing a ponytail there. But I've also had that type of alopecia, and it was actually due to iron deficiency. So using anything topical, yes, it can help, but if you don't deal with what's going on internally, you're going to repeatedly have the same issues time and time again. So if that's the case, I would definitely go to a dermatologist. Oh, nosy, here he comes. Go to a dermatologist or go to your doctor and find out what's causing the alopecia. Hi, baby. um Someone cutting up says she has androgenic alopecia, which is that female pattern baldness. I actually have a ton of videos about this particular um baldness, and some of the herbs that you can use. Definitely want to look into um alopecia. You want to look into green tea, because androgenic alopecia can be a lot of times caused from the excess DHT on your scalp. So not only do you want to look into those herbs, which you want to look into moringa, you want to look into green tea, look into amla powder, you want to look into brahmi, but you want to also make sure that you're cleansing your scalp on a regular schedule, because what I've read and learned is that actually DHT can actually sit and build up on your scalp and in your scalp follicles, but shampooing actually helps to rid them from your scalp. So if you're dealing with that, definitely also go to your doctor. Make sure if it sounds like you know that you're diagnosed with it, make sure there's nothing else going on internally with you too. Okay, but those are great herbs to look for if you're androgenic alopecia, that and the other alopecia, and I'm just drawing a name, the one that's caused by stress, you also want to look into herbs like maca roots, holy basil. Those are adaptogenic herbs, okay, and they helped you to manage some of your stress levels on the scalp. So definitely look into that as well. Uh, Kitty says a cream, not a spray. Something about shaving a leave-in. Yeah, so I would definitely try the twist cream. I use the twist cream all the time as a leave-in. LOL says, did you answer the Facebook questions already? No, I'm actually about to do. So Facebook is the last group of questions I'm going to do for today. So I'm going to go into Facebook, make sure no one else asked anything else. I don't think it's so, but let's answer those questions now. Okay, doesn't look so I'm going to I screenshot them here. Lori Sharp says, who has the biggest impact on you and why? If more than one, definitely share as many as you like. Um, what is the biggest impact on me? For my business or for my life? I'll talk about right now for my business. It's actually a few people. Um, I would say my best friend Angela. She has been very instrumental in helping me get my business off the ground. She's very instrumental in supporting me emotionally, my good days, my bad days. She's also helped me like set up. She's also helped me pack and ship orders. Um, she's been like just a life support to bounce ideas off of. Um, she definitely keeps me like grounded and focused. um, Business wise, also, even outside of, I would say, even outside of just like um, making hair products, but like the YouTube world, the Instagram world. If Nika's still on here, she is a really big impact on me. She's very, me and her talk a lot, offline, right? And just having like that support system, having people to be like, hey, what do you think of this? What does this look like? How does this come off? Should I share this? Is this oversharing? Is this, having that has been really, really helpful. I have a few other YouTube friends who help me to also navigate that world. Um, just about like what I want to do next in my career, what I want to do, how much I want to share, where I should take things, all of that. I have a few influencer friends who help me out with that. Uh, who was I gonna say? I just drew a whole blank on what I was gonna say. There was something else. Nope. It's gone. If it comes back to me, I'll tell y'all. My brain was like, nope. Mm-mm. Oh, so I'll say this with my brand, and I mentioned her earlier, but Bask and Bloom, the company Bask and Bloom, they were really impactful for me in realizing like the interest for people using Ayurvedic herbs in their hair care. So watching her brand and watching her create, elevate, expand, I found her to be very, very inspirational because I felt like she was doing something that I wanted to do, and I watched her get all these like grants and all this stuff, and I was really like, wow, like one day I want to take my business to the same level. Also, Khadijah from Henna Souk. Khadijah and I are friends. We were friends in like real life too. I worked with her and her brand before I even had my brand. She was the first person I ordered henna from ever, like 12 years ago, when she first started when she first ordered when she first started her business. And she's also very, very supportive. I really want her to be my mentor. Like, I want to ask her if she could be my mentor for things. I hope she doesn't think like we're two competing at this point, but I love her. So yeah, those are some of my inspirations and stuff. Let's see. Oh, so I just scrolled through the chat and I just saw Nika said, "Aren't you allergic to avocados, woman?" Nika, yes, yes, I'm actually really allergic to avocados. I have no business eating an avocado. Do I eat avocados? I definitely do. Do I suffer? I definitely do. Here, Nika, go calling me out. Like I said, Nika and I be chatting. We be chatting offline, so she knows a lot about me. um. All right. Another question from Facebook. Selena says, "What are some lessons you learned during the natural hair process?" Um, so many lessons, but some of the lessons I learned is don't try every trend out there. Let me see. I've been natural almost 15 years, maybe 15 years at this point, right? Um, I've been through all the trend. I don't think there's gonna ever be nothing new that comes out. Okay, this whole new oils, no oils, and no butters trend. Been there, done that. This is probably the second or third cycle of this trend. Um, there was the conditioner only washing. There was the, I don't know. There's been so many trends out there. Um, I would just say don't get caught up in the trends. If you find something that's working for you, just stick with it. Just stick with it. You don't have to do every living thing. It's okay to maybe incorporate one or two things that may be working really well for you, or you just see it and it seems to be working really well. But if it doesn't work, go back to what was working for you. You ain't got to try every living thing that comes out here in the world. Um, that was a big lesson for me. But also for me, I think like also have fun with your hair, because some people protect a style for their whole life and they don't ever get to enjoy wearing their natural hair out and enjoying their natural hair. So I know sometimes we're really focused on length. I think as Black women, a lot of people, and I'm talking about myself maybe, when I had relaxer, I didn't think I could grow my hair. And so when I first cut off all my natural hair, people were like, "You're gonna be bald forever. You're never gonna grow your hair." And then, I just became really hyper focused on hair growth, right? And a lot of people are really hyper focused on hair growth, and that's totally fine if that's your thing. But also just enjoying your hair in each and every stage. For me, I used to be hyper focused on hair growth, and then once I realized my hair was gonna grow, um, regardless, and it could grow long, then became the cutting, and then became the color, and then became dyeing, and then became experimenting with my hair. And I'm thankful for that experimental period, right? I'm thankful for me taking the time out to love my hair, to try something new, to, not just stick with protective styling. But it took me a while to get there because I literally was so concerned with growing my hair out. And ever since then, every like 3 to 4 years, I would cut my hair back down to armpit length because I was just like, oh, who cares? It'll grow back. Oh, who cares? It'll grow back. I stopped becoming less focused on that, and I started to enjoy my hair more. So, um, I forget what the question was. My brain. Oh, she said, what are some lessons? So, yeah, I would say, don't just be so hyper focused on things. Enjoy your hair. Don't try every single trend out there. Don't spend your money on every single product out there. Buy my products, but don't don't spend your money on every single product out there. Um, but yeah, just really, really to enjoy and love your hair and do experiment, but don't spend all your money experimenting. Find out what works for you. Um, that all that. I'm just answering some questions in the chat real quick. Um Hi, lovely Africa. Aisha says, and no, I don't know what kind of alopecia. Okay. Catnip says, is that the same for extract spoiling? Herbal extracts from companies, they do spoil after a certain time, but if you get it from a lab, they extract the herbal extracts. They extract the herbal extracts in a particular way that allows it to last a lot longer than, let's say, you making a tea, right? Like, so let's say, and some people do this, and I've seen people run into issues with this. Some people will try to make a hair tea and then sell the hair tea. But how long does tea last? Okay. I always ask this. Put your tea out on the counter. Are you gonna drink your tea the next day? No, you're not. You're absolutely not gonna do that. And if you do, you might be sick. Are you gonna drink it after 2 days? Are you gonna drink it after 3 days? No. As you notice, mold and over time, mold will grow in it. If you put your tea in the fridge, how long are you gonna get out of your tea? About a week, 5 to 7 days max before your tea goes bad, right? Putting a preservative in that is gonna help extend it for a little while. I don't know because I don't know how did you disinfect the container before you did it, right? So maybe you get a month. Maybe you get a month out of it, right? So whenever it comes to herbal teas and stuff, no, I recommend you not selling them. When it comes to herbal extracts extracted from a lab that does it correctly, you can get a year to two out of it. Now it depends on the lab, and this is where you need to do your research, okay? Because they all come with the SDS form, and they tell you how long your herbal extracts can last. And also know this: when the more herbal extracts you add to a product, the quicker stuff is gonna want to go bad. Okay. Now I'm not necessarily talking about every herbal extract has a range, and they'll tell you on the form. They'll say like you can use this up to 5%, 10%, 20%. I don't know, whatever percent that they tell you is what you use. You don't determine that as a formulator. The lab determines that, which is why I tell you guys, if you're gonna buy a herbal extract, you have to buy it from a lab because they will also give you the paperwork to tell you when this will expire, how long it will last, what percentage you can use it into a product, et cetera, et cetera. The flash point of it, the boiling point, you can use it in water phase, do you need it in the cool down phase? There's a lot that goes in with extracts. So, but using a combination of 5 herbal extracts can make a product spoil quicker than a product that has no herbal extracts, right? Um, Using 1 herbal extract can maybe last a product can last longer than something that has 5 herbal extracts. So, this is where testing comes into play. Testing, testing, testing. Marie says yes. Oh, Nika telling me aren't you allergic to avocados? Yes, yes. KB says your products are great for hair growth. I had some problem areas and it's growing. Oh, thank you, sis. Thank you. Yeah, definitely great for hair growth. I've been using them for my hair loss issues. Y'all know I have I told you I have CCCA, and let me tell you, mine is connected to my iron related anemia. So that's something I always have to manage and work, because if I stop taking my iron, guess what? My CCA wants to pop right back up, and I'd be like, no, 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 no. So yeah, Kitty says it's very fine. I don't know how to help her. However, she's also been combing her hair wrong and misusing oils and butters. Yeah, well, misuse of oils and butters can definitely cause some serious issues with dryness, breakage. I don't necessarily know about thinning, because thinning usually comes from the hair follicle. So I would definitely, if she has those issues, I would definitely tell her to go, um, do a blood test or take her to a dermatologist to figure out what's going on, because thinning and breakage are two very different things. Oh, Katie says, I had UPS to say that they delivered my products, and my husband and I was both at home and checked all around the house under the car. I was tracked all the items. Part one. Part two, they put my product on the ground under the mailbox, so we called UPS. Yeah, sometimes you do have to stay on top of these companies, because I'm talking about these UPS, FedEx, all of them, because sometimes they be playing around. They do. Sometimes they really do be playing, or they don't be delivering products, or they be holding off on them, or whatever. Um, Gifty, she says, "Hi everyone, hello dear." Black Scuba Queen says, "Late coming to the party. Good day all." Well, welcome. Come join in. We are more than halfway through this get to know me, but I hope y'all been enjoying it while I'm attempting to take out my hair, trying to do this while not while trying to stay focused. Boko said, if I tried that, I'd tie a knot. You talking about in the hair? Gifty says, I'm late today. Did I miss something? Oh, honey, you probably missed about 2 hours worth of stuff. Maurice, to add as a protein treatment, I got the treatment a month ago. What were we talking about, Marie? Can you tell me? Oh, as a protein treatment. If you're okay, Marie, if you're using the keratin treatment as a protein treatment, you're fine. Keratin is fine to use as a protein. Did you get it as a like from what company? Did they just sell you the raw protein, or is it mixed in a product? Okay. And you can definitely use keratin as a protein. Keratin is a protein, so you can use it as a protein treatment. And I'm hoping that it's hydrolyzed keratin so that it can break down and actually be beneficial to you. Okay, I'm gonna go back to answering some more questions from the Facebook group, then I'll go back to the chat. Mary says, yes, how did you start your brand? We kind of talked about that earlier, but I'll just give a quick brief rundown if she's here or she missed it, whatever. I started my brand during the pandemic because I was formulating on YouTube, and y'all were like, we are not going to formulate hair products, Michelle. You should just sell them. And so I started out with just 50 products, and literally created to where I'm at today. Um, but more details about that I talked about a little bit earlier, so definitely check that out. I talked about when I started my YouTube, why I chose my name, all of that. That's earlier in this video, so scroll back if you want to know. Okay. Okay, Kenyatta Marshalls. Are you in here? No. What? Yep, you are in here, Kenny. Okay. So let me get to these questions. So she says, what were some of your hair setbacks during this journey? Where do I begin? Incorrect use of hair dye. Let me tell you, I went through a period of my life where I wanted red hair. Yep. I wanted red hair at all costs. I didn't care about the damage. I didn't think I cared about the damage. I definitely did. Um, and I was over dyeing hair. I would put dye on my hair. A month later, I would re-dye the same dyed hair. that caused me to have severe breakage. I didn't care at the time. But then I felt like my hair wasn't growing for like 2 years. It was growing, but it was just breaking off as quickly as it was growing. Um, let's see. Not shampooing my hair when I went through the phase where I was co-washing only, right? Because that was the trend. Everybody just co-wash their hair. So I dealt with breakage from that. My hair stopped growing during that period. Y'all know I have my whole hair loss due to my iron related anemia. I had major setbacks from that for years. I feel like even after my hair grew back, because I struggle with maintaining getting enough iron, to this day my hair still decides at times that it wants to just break in that area. And that area is still very fine. You guys can see it up here. It's still very fine. It's a completely different texture from the rest of my hair. It doesn't respond the way the rest of my hair does. It's irritating, but it's a different porosity. I have low porosity hair. That texture of it is definitely much, much higher porosity. Um, let's see what else. I went through a period where I could have put down the scissors. I don't want to call that a setback, but I just didn't retain any length. Um, I went through a period where I didn't think I needed to trim my hair. I believed the trend that was going around at the time was that because I was natural, I didn't need to trim my hair. And I'm here to tell you, as someone who has fine natural strands, who a swift breeze can cause it to split. That did so much more damage than anything else. I also went through the period where I thought protein was a devil, and I used to never do protein treatments. I mean, absolutely never do protein treatments. Um, and my hair would not retain length, and it would break off all the time. Um, thing where I went through a period where I only used henna because I thought henna was a protein. Some of the videos and the reasons why I do the videos are things that I had experienced in the past that I just don't want y'all to make the same mistakes I did. I would say in 15 years, I probably had 15 setbacks. But you know what? After every setback, did I learn? Maybe not right away, but I learned. And I'm thankful. I've grown my hair to waist length 4 times in the last 15 years. So I definitely know what works. I've learned what works for me. Despite the many setbacks, I've always come back greater. So, let's see. Next question. Will you ever formulate a washout conditioner? It's funny you asked this because I asked myself that the other day because a few people had asked me for a washout conditioner. Now, I do know there is a purpose for washout conditioners. There is purpose for them. But I'm such a fan of deep conditioners because I feel like everybody should be deep conditioning their hair. Um, I say all this to say, I probably will formulate one for those who are interested in it, but it's not high up on my list of things to formulate. Do y'all really want I guess I should ask that because, just because it's not something I want doesn't mean that it's not something y'all want. Should I ask, do y'all want a regular conditioner, a regular rinse out conditioner? Is that high up on your list of interests, y'all? Okay, and I'm gonna go answer some questions here and hopefully y'all get down to the bottom of this here. Okay, Kenny says, I put the O&L deep conditioner hair today after an Naphtha D treatment and it improved. Okay, I'll get the twist cream. I just told her. If people misuse oils, it can really mess you up. It can really, really mess you up for a long time. I would highly recommend you clarify her hair. Maybe even do a good detox on her hair to try to get that. I don't want to say out, but really just give herself a nice, good refresh, and then really focus on moisture, moisture, moisture. Because in some way, if you're just adding oils to dry hair or butters to dry hair and you're never adding moisture, you're locking out, sealing out all the moisture. So if you never add water or water-based products, you just only use oils, it can be so damaging to your hair. Kenny says, I had to show her the right way with LOC. Oil seems to be drying out her hair, so she will only use it on the scalp now, and a cream followed by butter on the hair. Perfect. Marie says, my hair feels good with the help from the O&L conditioner. Yay, lemongrass scent is nice. Thank you. So he says, Kenny, I can understand that. My mom has the same issue. Let her see a doctor so you can determine if the she's deficient, so you can know the problem. That will guide you on the kind of herbs to use. Yes. I heard ashwagandha helps with androgenic alopecia. Yeah, it can definitely help with some androgenic alopecia. Yes. Kenny says, yes, we know her issues. I had the same ones. I prevent further hair fall with my routine. So she needs to be on a similar routine. Okay, good, good. Black Scoop says, inflammation in the body caused by alopecia, caused my alopecia as well as arthritis. I use green teas and started eating anti-inflammatory foods as well as Ayurvedic herbs. All things work for me. Perfect, perfect. Um, Sasha says, I advise you read a lot about alopecia. Have a lot to do with you internally, lifestyle. Yes. Which is why I try to tell everyone, Sasha, to go to the doctor, because a lot of that stuff is topical stuff can help, but if you don't fix what's going on internally, you're just like putting a band-aid over a broken bone. It's like, this is not helping. Fix the broken bone. Fix the broken bone. And then we can deal with like the hair regrowth after that. Nika said, I love me some you. I love you too, boo. I love you. Gifty said, what conditioner do I use when I'm taking out braids? When you're taking them out, like I'm taking them out, like I'm doing right now, you can use a leave-in. Honestly, I would usually use my leave-in conditioner because it has like slip in it. And I use that to like break up the ball, but I'm literally trying to get rid of this. It worked perfectly fine. Since I've been formulating my own products, I have not gone back to using anyone else's for the last 2 years. I strictly use mine. So all the products that people had gifted to me are just sitting there, and I really feel bad about just throwing stuff away. So I'm trying to use it up, but usually I would use my leave-in conditioner because it has detangling properties and it's water-based, and so I would put that onto the thing and then break that up and then do that. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to film right after this for Tip Tuesday. I'm definitely going to do a pre-poo, like an actual herbal pre-poo, and do a whole full wash day because my hair's burning braids for a month. I think about a month. So, my hair needs a little TLC. Nina says, USPS mail temporary carrier, still letter mail, and parcels. So my order was stolen. I recorded and requested UPS. I also filed a claim and investigation. Good, good. Kel says, Nika is a G. She really is. That's my girl, y'all. Kenny says, you're taking out braids and I'm putting some in. Yes. I love it. The process, the cycle continues. All right, let's see. Y'all, let me tell you, I'm not cutting my hair in this, but I can't tell you how many times I'm taking out braids, I've cut my hair. Not forgetting how long my hair was, and I'm like, oh, I'm just going to cut, and then cutting my hair, and be like, oh, crap. So I'm trying to be intentional about not doing that. LOL says, yes, Khadijah is amazing. She is. She's phenomenal. Nika said, chill. The things we have seen over these double-digit years of being natural. Yes. I always say, if you've been an OG natural, you have seen some things. You have seen some trends. And if you were like, that's why I tell people, don't be like me. I'm telling y'all so you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. Y'all could just have a smooth journey. Avoid the terrible things that I did, following every trend under heaven. Good God. Sharon says, is it okay to use the gloss bars weekly? For example, 1 week henna gloss bar, week 2 almond neem fenugreek gloss bar, week 3 henna gloss bar, week 4 moringa and almond gloss bar. I would do a week in between the gloss bars. You can definitely use them weekly. I'm always like, if you have not used herbal treatments in your hair that often, for some people that can be a lot. But if you use herbs in your hair, you can use them weekly. If you're new to using herbs in your hair, I would use it every other week. So 1 week henna, next week just a regular wash day. The following week, your almond neem gloss bar. Next week, a regular wash day. Alternating like that, just every other week. If your hair seems to be fine with it, then go into using herbs every week. Because y'all see, I will use herbs every week. I don't have no problems. My hair and scalp is perfectly fine with the strength and all of the other herbs. I always try to remind people that herbs I know they're natural and they're from the earth, but they're very strong and they do have medicinal type properties. So definitely see how your hair responds to using them that frequently. Start with every other week first, and then if it seems perfectly fine, go for it, sis. Tiffany says, I wish I had experimented with color. Well, you still can, Tiff. You can. There's like right now they have the hair wax. Actually, Nika did some on her page. Um, the hair wax or the hair paints. They're basically just like wax. They don't like damage your hair. If you're, I'm sure you're not looking to damage your hair. Also, I was gonna say temporary hair paint because it literally or temporary hair dye. It doesn't actually it binds to doesn't bind to the inner cortex. It actually provides a layer on top of your hair. It's still a chemical process that happens, but it does like rinse away after um I don't know, what is it? 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. But I'm actually gonna get me some hair paint like Nika did and use that on my hair because let me tell you one thing. I was filling myself with these red braids, okay? Red is my color. So when I when I used to want, remember I told you I dyed my hair before? It was always red. No, there was a period I went there's a period I went strawberry blonde. And it was actually just like a skunk stripe up front when I was strawberry blonde. But other than that, it's pretty much always been red. So red has always been my color. And I'm like, yeah, I want red hair. So I'm definitely gonna get those um hair waxes and use them in my hair because sometimes a girl want to switch it up. Okay. Let me see. Kenny says, I did for 8 days. I enjoyed my hair stretch without a protective style. It was fun, but it gave me anxiety. I'm very fearful because I suffer with hair loss too. I get it, sis. But, I'm glad you enjoyed your hair for some time, as you should. If you want to put it back up, that's also great. I just don't want people to be so over consumed with like protective styles and never enjoy their hair. Like, never even, and I always tell people, you don't have to wear a fur out, but maybe you wear a puff, maybe you wear a cute bun style, or I don't know. There's just ways to enjoy your hair without like putting it into like I'm not talking about just any type of braids. I'm talking about like protective style, like I mean, I'm not talking about like twists and stuff. I'm talking about like protective style, like braids, like extension hair is what I meant. Enjoy your beautiful natural hair. We're taking this time to grow our hair out. Let's enjoy it, right? Let's enjoy this process. Tiffany said, "Don't spend money on every product, but still buy your products." You like that, right? Because yes, buy it. Buy NowIamNappy's products. Plus, Scuba Queen says, "I become a product junkie, and I'm truly trying to correct it now." I mean, I feel like I'll tell you this. I feel like every Black woman. I feel like it was like a rite of passage. As soon as you went natural, I mean, we were already product junkies, but man, I tell you, when you go natural, that first couple weeks, you just not weeks, probably years. You just want to buy everything. Like, ooh, this looks good. Ooh, this new, this coming out. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's really problematic. Um, but try to get focused. Try to use up the products you have. That literally, that's what I said to myself. If I'm gonna use something that I'm gonna rinse out, I'd rather use. And her product worked. Like, don't get it twisted. I loved her product. It's a very clean product. Which is why I did a review. If you guys know, I had not done a lot of reviews on my channel. I do not have a ton of reviews. And I really tried to, especially in the more recent years before formulating my products, I really tried to be intentional with brands that reached out to me by looking at their ingredients, seeing if I liked their ingredients, that had clean ingredients. Just at this point, though, because I'm only using my products, um, I'm trying not to be wasteful with the stuff I currently have. Um, Curly Gaia says, "Is there a book that you can suggest that helps with calculating ingredients? I'm so bad at math and struggle with calculations." Um, I don't, dear. I'm sorry. It's is it? I'm trying to figure out like it's just it for. Sorry, I'm talking like this because I'm trying to understand. When it comes to formulating, it's really just basic math and formulas. So like percentages and formulas. So maybe you can like find something online that talks about how to convert formulas to like grams and stuff. I don't know. I was like, I'm a math nerd, so I don't know. I don't know if there's like a particular book with that, because I don't think in any of the cosmetic chemistry that I formulating classes, I don't think there's anything in there that talks about um, math calculations. I feel like that may be something you take on the side, um, and learn how to just convert between formulas to like percentages and vice versa. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. I'm sorry. IR2BQ. What about the alcohol content in herbal extracts? The alcohol content should be gone by the time you use the actual herbal extract. What type of herbal extracts are you using? Because I'll say this, depending on the company, when they use the alcohol process to extract the herbs, it's not. I just saw my camera battery. It should not be really alcohol left in the herbal extract afterwards. If that makes sense. So, what company are you using? That's the question. If you're talking about tinctures, yes, there will be alcohol content, but I don't use tinctures in my mixtures. He says, despite you divorcing, do you still believe in love? Um, I believe in love. I believe differently about it, is what I'll say. I do think that marriage, love, and all of that, I think that is constant work, and you just need to be with somebody who's willing to constantly work and not give up on that, and not be one-sided in it. So I definitely do believe in love. I just am not, I don't want to say, I'm not as naive is what I'll say, as I am in the process. And I don't, do I believe that love can conquer all? If you're both working towards it, not if one person is and the other person isn't. So yeah. Black School Queen. I'm in DC and I've seen people follow the UPS and FedEx trucks. Unsure if they're working with the drivers or not, but packages come up missing. Following them? Well, that's tragic. I'm gonna change my battery real quick. So the screen's gonna go black, but I'm still here. You'll probably hear me shuffling around, but I'm gonna switch out the battery, okay? Okay, so hopefully I am back. Sasha says, thank you for your inspiration. Oh, you're welcome, dear. Janine says, love Hina Sook. She seems so kind and genuine. She is. Honestly, Khadijah is amazing. I've known Khadijah for, well, again, I I ordered from her 12 years ago, but me and her became really close and cool like 4 or 5 years ago, and she's been really authentic and real ever since I've met her till this day, till now. So um, Katie just said yes, please. Now I have no clue what we were talking about because I done ran my mouth 1,000 times since then. Katie says I need one for vacation and on the go. I'll wash out deep. Oh, when I asked for, are y'all interested in rinse out? Okay, that was what I was asking for. Okay, so y'all are, yes, you're interested in one. Sasha says my hair has been really bad, frizzy ends for no ends. I cut it frequently, grows the same. I saw you did a video about moisturizing ends, but I've never done a protein treatment. If you're struggling with length retention on your ends, and trimming and all that is not working, you probably do need some protein. Sasha, I have a video about protein treatments, and I say this to everyone, whether you're low porosity, whether you're high porosity, everybody needs protein. Now, how often you use protein and the types of protein are going to be dependent on, again, your porosity, what your hair likes. But definitely, when I say protein can change your hair, like 360 your hair, I went from never using a protein treatment to using one about every 6 weeks. Sometimes I use one a little bit more frequently. Just depends on if what I'm doing to my hair. If you have fine strands, use protein. I can't tell. I hope some people I've yelled at to use protein are in this chat. Who can testify how much their hair has changed for the better since they started incorporating protein into their hair regimen. So please, please do so. If you're finding that your hair is frizzy, sounds like you might need protein. Sounds like you know what it is. Your cuticle might be lifted, and it won't close or lay shut. I'm gonna say closing. It won't lay shut. You might need a bit of protein in there. And then follow up with definitely deep conditioning your hair, just like after every protein treatment. Always deep condition, always deep condition. But yeah. Sharon says, I use rinse out conditioner for detangling. Oh, okay. See, and it's funny because I use my deep conditioner for detangling. So, because, and that, it's funny, the way I formulated my deep conditioner is because how I like to use deep conditioners is to detangle with. And I get it. Some people might like to use a rinse out to detangle. I'm a big fan of using my deep conditioner. And as anyone can testify, the Oat deep conditioner has insane amounts of slip. It will get rid of every tangle and apply so much moisture to your hair. It will gather your whole entire hair together. It will gather your life together. I promise you that. Let's see here. Okay, Yvette says, a conditioner you wash out, no thanks. And NIA leave-in and deep conditioner for my tresses, thank you. Okay, yeah, I hear you. Vaughn says, I only deep condition my hair. Okay, yeah. A lot of, honestly, because I get why a lot of people are like me in that, and that's why I said I really focus on formulating a deep conditioner because a lot of people, number one, weren't deep conditioning, but really need a deep conditioner for our Afro textured type 4 dry strands. We need to be deep conditioning our hair. So I really wanted the deep conditioner to be all inclusive, as in the detangler, something you leave on your hair, you get all the moisture you need, you rinse that out. Y'all know your hair will be thanking you. I always laugh if Browning is still in the chat. I don't know if she's still here, but let me tell y'all, the first time she used my Oat deep conditioner, she has videos on her page and also on I reposted it on my page. When I tell you, and she's someone who already takes very well care of her hair. She has, I don't know what you call it, filed hair. The first time she used my deep conditioner, she was like, it made her shrinkage all the way up to like her shoulders. Her hair shrinks so much because all the moisture that deep conditioner will provide, it will gather your strands together. But you can also detangle with it. It's just a great overall deep conditioner. But you know, again, I might formulate one if there's enough interest, and I'm not talking about just in this here. Like I'll do some polls, see if there's really a lot of interest in it. But right now, it's not highest up on my list on it. But let's say it becomes like I put out the research and I see people are really interested in having one. You know, I'll consider formulating one. I'll consider it. Janine says, a few years ago before I went natural, there was an event that this natural hairstylist participated. We chatted in her store for a bit. She was so hardcore with co-wash only with conditioner. And I promise you now, she probably has changed her whole entire tune regarding that. Okay. I don't care what anyone says. Nobody's going to be convinced me otherwise. You need to cleanse your hair in some form or fashion. I'm not saying you have to use a hard and fast shampoo, but let me tell you, you need either a herbal treatment that has saponins, which is basically some soap, something to cleanse that scalp. Because you know what happens? It's like someone has said, it's like putting lotion on. You get out of the shower, you put lotion on. I'll just say this: you wash your body with conditioner, and you get out of the shower, you put lotion on. Next day you wash your body with conditioner. Next day you put lotion on. You never put soap on your body. What's gonna happen? Your body, like, you have to remove the stuff out of your hair follicles. You have to. Your hair follicles will die out. Your hair follicles will become clogged over time. And this is what was happening for, I think, the brand. What brand is that? I really try not to talk about people's brands, but They were a big company, and their co-wash line was destroying people's hair because people were not actually shampooing their hair. I don't necessarily think the product was bad. I just think that they kept um people were not shampooing their hair, and naturally, again, if your follicles, if your follicles remain clogged, your hair will eventually break off and die. The hair follicle will die. It will close and it will die, and then you'll be bald. You'll be losing hair. So if she hasn't changed her tune now, I don't know. I would not go. I would definitely not go back to her. Sylvia says, Sasha Foster, you need a protein treatment. Definitely needs protein. Jackie says, hi Michelle, how are you? Your hair has grown beautifully. Your hair, yeah, thank you. Thank you. I said I cut it 6 weeks ago? I cut it 6 weeks ago, and I feel like it's definitely growing back very, very nicely. So thank you. Acme Sagittarius says, hey, it's been like a month, and I just want to say your hair products aren't comparable to anything I've tried in 13 years being natural. So soft. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I tell you, I live for that. Like, that is, it makes me so happy because literally I want people to love and care for their hair and feel soft hair and moisturized hair. And that's what I live for. Okay. Thank you so much. Sylvie says, Sarah Foster, frizz is normal. What isn't is split ends. Not doing a protein treatment will give you even more frizz. Yeah. Nika said red hair is life. It definitely is life. Thank you, Octavia. Brandon said, yep, recovering product junkie here. Don't feel bad, sis. We just be better. Yep. I'm telling you, we were all, I don't know who wasn't. If you made it past the no product junkie phase and you've been natural for a long time, I'm proud of you. I'm going to give you a round of applause because for the most of us, we ain't make it. I didn't. I didn't. Okay. Kenny says, I think with me, I like the idea of having hair and knowing that the weave and braids I have are not necessary. I never show my hair, and my friends were shocked when they saw it. I love that. Well, that's good. That's good. As long as as long as you're happy, you're finding your balance, and it's gonna be different from everyone. Like, live your best life, sis. Live your best life. Nika just says, oh man, the extraction process for herbs from the lab just popped in my head. The amount of ethanol you use and the extra large round bottom flask. Sigh. Sometimes I miss the lab and bench work. The lab is so fun. It is so amazing. I agree, Nika. Kenny said, yes, I'm T protein, fine strands. Yep. Protein for life, baby. Always. And I'll tell you this. I don't care you have what porosity in your hair. If you have fine strands, you need protein. If you have fine and high porosity, you need protein more often. But regardless, you need protein, period. Okay. Robin says, hi, Michelle. You only use your hair strengthening hair mask every 6 weeks. Or do you mean the Afro G types? So I will use Afro G, and I'm not, I guess the thing is, like, I'm not always as strict as I need to be, but I'll use my strengthening hair mask every 6 weeks ish. And then if I still need something more, I'll go in 2 weeks later and do an Afro G treatment. I don't have a hard and strict fast thing for Afro G. It's just something if I feel like my strands need more, I'll do a hardcore protein treatment. I'll do a hardcore Afro G treatment. So it could be every 8 weeks I do Afro G, and every 6 weeks I'll do the strengthening hair mask. So I really listen to my hair. Like right now, I'm kind of under the guise that I want to do a strong protein treatment. Like I just, excuse me, I just feel like I want to do a strong protein treatment on my hair right now. I feel like my hair could benefit from that. I think this is also though where it comes to really learning your hair. Some people can't do protein treatments that often and that back to back, but I know my hair. I know my little fine strands. I know they've just been an protective style that has been, this style wasn't heavy, but something that has been pulled down on my hair. My hair has been wrapped away, but also needs, moisture, needs a good protein treatment. I'm going to probably just opt and go in with the Afro G. And then, maybe in 3 weeks, I'll go in with my strengthening hair mask. So, yeah. Robin says, I use a deep conditioner to detangle. I'm less interested in washout conditioner than products that will stay in my hair longer. Yeah, that that has been my, and that's for me is the same thing. That has always been my focus. Is, I mean, as you can tell, the way I formulated my line, the things that have been of more importance to me. But good to know. I always like to hear what people are interested in too. That's really important because again, I'm not just making products for me. I'm making it for y'all too. So yeah. Um, Black Scuba Queen. I'm high porosity, and protein treatments changed my life. I love protein, and I see a huge difference. Not interested in a washout conditioner. Only use leave-in or deep conditioners. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Brandon said, "I'm here. Yes, ma'am. I stand for that deep conditioner. Yes." I always say if people complain about dry hair and it's not related to protein, like you just need moisture, that deep conditioner will get you. It will gather all of your strands together. Okay, gather them. Kitty says, "Oh no, I'm not using my DC for a detangle. Nope, I can't make that. I can't make that stuff. Only you can. My deep conditioner is only for deep conditioner. That's money. I need something wash out that I won't feel bad about washing out. Oh well, I deep conditioner with it in my strands, and then I will rinse it out. But I hear what you're saying, Kenny. I got you. I got you. Everybody's different, and that's okay. So I hear you. I hear you. Amen, Kenny. Kenny says like a $12 or $13 thing. I do like to have matching sets though. I hear you, sis. I hear you. I could definitely do something affordable. For a rinse out one, I don't have to like there's certain things I can focus on and other things that can make it definitely within a reasonable price point. I got you. I got you. Sharon said, I know, right? I know. I just finger detangle before I rinse out the deep conditioner. Robin, we on that struggle bus for real. Well, I'm just saying you can, ladies, you can use that deep conditioner to fully detangle your hair with. I hear y'all though, okay? Dee said, appreciate you and your products. Thank you, thank you. Cal says, just took down an 8-week protective style, and when that protein hit my hair today, fire. Yeah, yeah. That's why I said I definitely think I'm gonna definitely do a protein treatment because it's about that time, y'all. Regina says, I've run out of and I leave in and I'm stressed. I have to place an order real quick. Well, place the order quick, sis. Place the order quick. Tony says, what is your best strengthening hair mask? You mean like the protein treatment, Tony's? The strengthening, okay. So I don't talk a lot about my strengthening hair mask, and I probably will. And if here I go again. If Brownon is still in the chat, she loves that hair mask. And a few people did. Actually, I did a post about it on Instagram. And a few people were in there talking about they almost love that as much as they love the deep conditioner because it provides the perfect balance of moisture and protein. It's a great way to get your strands the strength that they need because there is protein treatment. There is protein in that strengthening hair mask. It is hydrolyzed oat protein, and it also has silk amino acids in it. It's gentle, but it's very good. Like it restores some your hair. And Brandon says that's her fave. So, and she's not the only one. Like a lot of people really love that because it gives you protein and moisture just balanced evenly in there. So, I would recommend that more so than I would recommend an herbal treatment if you're looking for protein. Well, as we talked about, certain herbs do have protein. Are they hydrolyzed small enough to actually penetrate deep into the hair strands? A lot of them aren't. So if you want to be intentional about it, get the strengthening hair mask because that literally is formulated for that. Added Tutu says, how do we test for thickness of our strands? So what you do is you get a strand of your hair. I got a ton of shed hair, right? Because I got, a month plus of shed hair. You get a strand of your hair and you get some thread. If your strand of hair is, now you can't even see this. So I've very thin, well, you can't even see that. I have very thin strands, okay? And you get a thread, like a regular thread. If your hair is the same thickness as the thread, you have coarse strands. If your hair is a little bit smaller than the thread, You have medium strands. If your hair strand is teeny tiny compared to the thread, you have fine. So that's how you determine it. And Zook says, "How are you?" I'm doing really good. I'm really doing really good. Taking out my braids, chatting with my crew today. I'm doing very, very good. Sharon says, Trader Joe's Tea Tree Tingle is a great rinse out conditioner. Yeah, I actually used to use that one like back in the day before I'm talking about like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, back in the day. Timmy says, okay, that's what I need. I will purchase. Perfect. He says, could do big containers. It would be more cost effective for those overseas due to UPS costs. You mean like individual containers, like the 16-ounce deep conditioner? I've been definitely thinking about doing bigger containers from some products. Somebody mentioned especially the twist cream and also the leave-in conditioner. Definitely will be looking into those two, adding it as the larger containers. It's always a process because also for me, it's not even just that now getting 16-ounce bottles. Trying to find 16-ounce bottles or 20-ounce bottles has been the fun part. I feel like it's always a new hurdle. I will definitely say this. Now, since I have my hair in braids and I was using my leave-in conditioner very regularly, I was like, oh, okay, now I see why everybody wants a larger bottle. Because people were like, oh, can you make a larger bottle? And I was like, maybe I will. Now I'm like, oh, okay, yes, because you can easily go through that leave-in conditioner pretty quickly. For that, I would try to aim for like a 20-ounce bottle if I could, because definitely y'all love that one. Also help keep the cost down even for me. So yeah, I got y'all. All right, let me answer some more questions on Facebook, and then I'm probably going to finish doing my hair offline so I can focus on that. Because, as I talk, I'm not as focused on just doing my hair, but I also need to film today, so I'm going to try and get this all taken care of. So, Kenny, you asked me 2 more questions. You said, do you ever think about going to beauty school? I've thought about it in the past, but it's actually it's not something I want to do right now. Honestly, if I were to ever take my business to the next level, let's say like everything blows up, everything's good, and I'm no longer the CEO of my company, right? Because CEO, people don't realize when you're the CEO of your company, you do everything, right? So let's say I get to a place where I have other people helping me out, and I can focus on other things. I actually want to help people formulate hair products. I want to work with other brands and other new and upcoming women who want to formulate, who have questions regarding ingredients, who do that. I would love to work with them, to help them formulate their own products. And that's something I would focus on more than going back to beauty school, because I actually have no desire to do anyone's hair. I mean, absolutely no desire to do anyone's hair. I want y'all to be able to do your hair. I want y'all to be able to take care of it. I want to also be able to make sure I give, good tips and good, things. But that aspect of it is not really of interest to me. More so really helping other women get to the place that I'm at is really where I would take like the next step in my career after this business venture is blown up. Which kind of goes along with the next question you asked, Kenny, which was, can you sign one of my deep conditioners just in case you become a millionaire? Which, by the way, it was hilarious. I'll definitely sign a deep conditioner for you, sis. I got you. Okay. So I'm gonna answer these few more. And Lori says, which of your products do you love creating the most? Totally okay if you can't choose. I'll say this: formulating, my favorite product to formulate for probably forever will be my deep conditioner, because that was my first, and that was like my labor of love. Um, and I really felt like out in the industry there was not a product really that was using oats as like the core ingredient for hair care. Of course, there's Aveeno, but they were really focused on skincare, and I really didn't see nothing I'll say this, in the natural Black community about it. And so that was like the beautiful labor of love for me. But most recently, and I tell you, my favorite to make is the hibiscus leave-in condition. The hibiscus, not leave-in, sorry. Here I am. The hibiscus, styler. That was so fun to make. I love that process. Um, Also because like I create when I make that one, it's like almost like a jelly base before everything gets emulsified together. It was so interesting and fun to create, to try to find the thickness and the texture the way I wanted it. I love that, and for me, that one does so well in my hair. I mean, honestly, all of them do, because I wouldn't put it out if it didn't. But that was really fun to create, and yeah, I want to just read these comments real quick though. Ellery said, "Will you oh goodness, read slowly, Michelle. Will you consider participating at different conferences or events like NYC Circle of Sisters in the fall 2022 or Homecoming Women's That Art Loose Atlanta in September 2022?" So I mean, I didn't know about any of those conferences, but I'm all about this year getting into conferences, doing pop-up shops, hair expos, beauty expos. I'm trying to be everywhere. So, yes, and if you guys see something, please feel free to share it with me. Tag me in it. Tag me on Facebook. DM me. Message me. Let me know, because I definitely want, like, if I'm gonna do this full time, I gotta do this full time, y'all. I gotta create the brand, my business, the way I need it to be. And that means exposure, getting myself out there, not just in the, YouTube world and YouTube community, but venturing out and going to shows, talking about it, talking about my business, helping other women get to the same place I am and further, right? That's the goal. Okay, Kitty says, that's the one I use on Mom after Apogee. I mix the pH balancing Apogee with you strengthening hair mask, and that stopped the breakage. Okay. The Apogee does not deliver the same play, sure, as yours do. Are you talking about the same? What are you trying to say with that last sentence? Oh, the strengthening hair mask does not deliver the same as yours does. Yeah, well, I'll say this: the strengthening hair mask and Apogee are two. I don't say two very different, but they're two very different treatments. You definitely get your moisture back with the strengthening hair mask that I formulate. Attitude says, "Thank you. You're welcome, dear." Oh, the moisture. Okay, so the Apogee does not deliver the same moisture. Yeah, definitely. So the strengthening hair mask, I tell you that again, the strengthening hair mask is balanced for moisture and strength. So you don't like. I always tell people, if you're literally using that mask, you don't need to like use anything else like another deep conditioner afterwards. It's balanced perfectly. It will give your hair moisture and strength. But yeah. Oh, Brian said, "You are such a beautiful soul, always giving and sharing." Oh, thank you. Thank you. I really try, because I really, you know what it is? I think like, I really know what it's like to struggle. And I feel like there we go. People who struggle their life, well, I'm sure maybe not everybody, but you really don't want to see other people having to struggle. So I always be like, if I can help out, I definitely will. I definitely will try. I definitely will. Oh, Nika said, right, because she's so amazing. Oh, stop it. um, Sasha said, "I pray I can hire you to teach me to formulate." Oh, I would love to. I would love to. Sharon says, "Yes, I love your hibiscus moisturizer. It's so good. You put your foot in it." Thank you, sis. Thank you. I tell you, that was so fun to create. And when I tell you, I felt like I dreamt it. And sassy red breed on here, she always gives me like, "Oh, you know what would be a good combination? This, and that, and this." And I felt like I knew what I wanted. And one day I just like woke up and I was like, I want it to be this texture. I like woke up and I knew what I wanted to do, and I wrote it down. I was like sleeping. I woke up and so my therapist always tells me like, if you have good ideas, like, because sometimes like I get a really bad anxiety and I won't be able to sleep because I keep thinking of things and thinking of things. So she was like, just write it down, and then like that way you have it down, you don't forget it. So I would go back to sleep. I woke up, I was like, this is what it is. And I literally wrote everything down, and I went back to sleep. And the next morning I wrote out the formula for it. And I was like, I think this is going to be a good formula. And I only need to tweak that one only one time. And I just wanted the texture to be a little bit more sticky. And like, yeah, it was very, very fun to create. Very fun. Um, Brown said, yes, the world needs to get more of Michelle and NIN. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you, boo. Nika says, Apple G was Afro G two-step will body slam you with the way it gets your hair hard. Yeah, it will. And if you're never used to that, if you ain't never had a protein treatment in your hair, and Afro G is the first treatment you've ever used, it's really it will really scare you, okay? Because if you're not expecting your hair to be that hard, or you're not expecting your hair to be hard ever at all, it will definitely shock you. It will definitely shock you. And it is a very, and I always tell people, it's very important to follow up with a nice pH moisture balance conditioner after that, because that one, if you're not prepared, it will prepare you whether or not you want it or not, child. Brandon says, I'm not knocking other, oh shoot. I'm not knocking other people and their hustle, but look at your hair challenges, for example. You have it for free. You give weekly guidelines and check-ins. If you don't learn, that's on you. Okay, sis. Okay. um Tenny says, do you have more hibiscus moisturizer? I do. Is it sold out online? I just had made some yesterday, so I haven't updated online. If not, I'll definitely I'll put some in online too. Uh Kenny says, I hope you get into every hair expo. There's someone pushing a curl definition, hint hint, product that's nothing but water and glycerin. I was so I was so mad at how bad it was. Yet she be at them shows. Oh, you gotta message me later who you talking about. No, just kidding. Am I? Oh Lord. Oh man. Brandon said, let's not take that for granted, y'all. Oh, thank you, Brandon. You're right though. You're right though. Because I tell you, so many people will come in and ask me the same questions, and I'd be like, all of that is in the video and the challenge video that I just gave. Oh. Kitty says you have a way better product. Oh, thank you, thank you. And she said, Nika said, who? I swear, Nika, you are me, I am you. She says, yes, I'm shading because she deletes the reviews and all you see is 10 good comments. It's a scam. Ooh, message me later. All right, let me answer these last few questions, y'all. Okay, she asked, when did you realize that your NowIamNappy brand could be more than simply creating products for fun, but could be transformed into a business? And I kind of mentioned this earlier. It was really y'all. It was really y'all. And it was during the pandemic where y'all kind of telling me, and I don't say forcing me, but really pushing me to create and to do it. Like, just, they were like, y'all were like, just do it. Yeah, well, I'm like, well, I don't know if anybody's gonna support it. Like, just do it. I'm like, well, I don't know. Just do it. And I was like, okay, fine. Fine. I'll just do it. And I mean, I would say I definitely would have got started, but I don't know if I would have started then, right? I don't know if, I will say this, the timing was right and ripe. I was scared. And if people weren't pushing me, if y'all weren't pushing me during that time to just put out my first 50 bottles of conditioner, I don't know. Would I be where I'm at? Who knows? Probably not, because sometimes I want to I want to do something, but sometimes I'd be too scared, and sometimes I need a big push, and y'all were pushing, y'all was pushing. So I always thankful for that. Let's see. Oh, so she asked. Okay, Lori says, what's been your best travel experience, and where do you want to go next? So if y'all don't know, I'm a big, big, big traveler. Okay, I love to travel. My The best travel experience was to Kenya, hands down. Um, the most mind blowing, emotional. I like getting emotional thinking about it. It was culturally just so beautiful. When someone asked me earlier about like what's my cultural background, when I tell you I went to Kenya and I saw culture and identity, and I just saw everyone know who they were and love and accept who they were. it was just beautiful. Also, Kenya is a beautiful country. We did the safari. We met um, the Maasai people. We flew to the coast, which is okay. So as someone who's been to the Caribbean, and I think the Caribbean is the most beautiful water ever, the coast in Africa, off Kenya, was mind blowing. It was the sand was so white, and also the sand is not like any sand you ever have. It doesn't like when you step on it, you can't leave like your footprint. It's not like it's almost like spongy. Like as soon as you step on it, the sand rises again. The sand was so white, the water was so blue, and we sailed out. And I like when I tell you, I think that whole trip I cried every night when I like got back to our apartment because we actually rented an Airbnb while we were there. It was crazy. It was like $17 a day for a 3 bedroom flat in a private guarded, security guarded area. And it was the best experience of my life. I learned so much about myself and what I felt like I valued and thought was important. Um, some vacations I take are, I would say like party vacations. Some vacations are relaxed vacations. Some vacations are explorative, right? I'm coming to explore. And it was so mind blowing. It was so life changing, and everybody was so kind. You hear so many examples and experiences of people, and everybody was so kind and so helpful. And oh my god, I got so much joy from there, and it was a learning experience for me to appreciate people and culture, and oh, the food. I go back just for the food alone. The food was so good. It was so good. Oh man. So Kenya was my most favorite thing. Where do I want to go next? I definitely want to go to South Africa. That is like high up on my list. And Ghana. Uh those are the next places I want to go. Like big trips. Not like cuz I'm going to do another quick trip somewhere because like I call those like my little mini like getaway like I need to just step away from reality. And I usually will go somewhere that I've been before. Like, you go to Mexico. I've been to DR like 4 or 5 times. I've been to Mexico like 4 or 5 times. If I want to go to just like mentally check out, like I can't look at anything else. I just need to like check out. I'll go there. But my next explorative vacation will be either to Ghana or to South Africa. Uh, let's see here. What else is going on in this comment section? Sasha says, I have that anxiety too. Sleepless nights. My mind's all over the place with ingredients. Well, write it down. Keep a notepad. Keep something by your bed. And when you get a great idea, write it down. Write it down, sis. Kitty says, she stayed deleting comments. Like, you got me all up in your business, Kenny. I need to know. I need to know who we're talking about here. Brandon says, yes, because I'm like, who? LRA says, it's nice to hear that I Am Nappy and Hinasuk have a positive bond. To me, that says a lot about both of you and your business. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Me and her did a collab before I created my own brand. I guess that was 2 years ago. Me and her did a whole like 6 month collaboration. I love her products. I love her. Period. Period. Seriously. Brandon says, yeah, they don't want to do the work, just want the money. Yeah, a lot of companies I feel like they start out and they see what seems popular and then they just try to jump on some bandwagon, hope it catches on, and yeah. And yeah. Kitty says, just look up curl definition, 3 steps, garbage. Black Scuba says, fear can paralyze or motivate you. I'm glad it motivated you. Thank you. Thank you. It's always a journey. There have been periods in time in my life that fear has paralyzed me, but I'm really trying to not to operate in that space anymore, right? Lots of therapy, lots of really having a good circle of people who really can motivate you and not allow you to be in your own thoughts too much, right? Sometimes people gotta check you because you allow your thoughts to go too far. I've also learned to like allow myself to like give thought to it, right? Because sometimes there's a healthy fear, right? Fear helps us prevent us from jumping off a building or making really poor decisions, but not letting it completely dictate something that could maybe be for your benefit, So allowing you to, say, oh, I'm scared to do this, but I'm also still going to do this because I'm going to make an educated thing. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to check this. I'm going to do all that so I feel confident, and then I'm going to do it. Jackie says, hi, Michelle. I washed my hair today and my hair is really sunk. What can I do to make my 4C hair stretch now? Thank you so much. You can braid your hair, put into like large braids or large twists, and band it with either, I say rubber bands, but hair ties to help stretch it. So like the twist I have here, and then put like a hair tie here, hair tie here, hair tie here to help stretch it out, and keep it in there until it dries. That's basically what I do for my hair when I'm trying to stretch it out. Let's see. Black Scuba says, I've been to Seychelles. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it. And it was so emotional for me. The Indian Ocean, as well as the natives, were amazing. Yeah, I feel you. I didn't think to have that like really emotional experience, but it really does make you feel so different. Like I don't know, it's so different when you see culture and you see people who know themselves and they very well into their identity. And I feel like as a lot of Black Americans who, I'll say this, Black Americans who are here because are from slavery, we don't necessarily have a true real identity. Or I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for everybody. And so really finding that or really seeing that um it's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Yeah. Nika says found it. Sasha Foster says Jamaica. Have you ever traveled to Jamaica? Yep, I was in Jamaica two I would say 2 years ago, but the pandemic was here 2 years ago. So the year before the pandemic hit, I was in Jamaica in January. The year the pandemic hit, I was literally in Morocco. When the pandemic was the whole world's about to shut down. We were in Morocco and they closed off the borders to China while we were in Morocco, because they had their first case of COVID because they have a lot. I'll say this: they have a lot of Chinese in Morocco, a lot, and literally they blocked off the border to China, and they were being really highly aggressive. Like they sent like the police, the militia, all out to this person who had COVID. Then they blocked off all the Chinese from like entering the country, and they were sending all the Chinese back home. It was really really crazy. At that point, I was like, I was having such a wonderful hi baby. I was having such a wonderful experience, and everybody was kind of like, it's time to go home because we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know the whole world was about to shut down. But we knew it was something serious, and we knew it was time. It was time to go. It was time to go home. But Morocco was also a really great experience. Don't get it twisted. Kenya was better, but Morocco was amazing. I think I had a lot of also misconceptions about being in a completely Muslim country, and it was definitely different. But I did not. I thought I had stupid ideas, stupid like preconceived ideas about things. And I tell you, I had so much people respecting me, men respected me. I learned so much that trip. I love when I'm on an explorative trip. It's just such a different vibe, such a different feel, where you really learn about people and their culture. And one of the drivers who took us around, like at the end of the trip, he took us to his home, and we had a traditional Moroccan meal with tangine with everyone on our bus, and we all sat down, and his wife brought out a big tangine pot. I mean, like pounds of food, and you all eat and sit as one, and you just eat it together with your hands, and like it was such a great experience. I love that. I love it. Okay. Black Scuba Queen says, I want to go to South Africa too. It's on my bucket list. Yes, I hear you, sis. Me too. Me too. Brandon says, yes, Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa on my list. Same, same. I do definitely want to go to Nigeria. Oh, yeah. Answer your question, Sasha. Yep, yep. Okay, Nicole says, good afternoon, Michelle. Good afternoon, dear. Nika says, because my and Michelle in Ghana, then Kenya, Papa lit. Listen, let's make a trip. Let's plan a trip, ladies. Let's do it. It would be so much fun. Y'all know I like to party. DT says, please, please, please don't change your product formula as most companies do once successful because I love the way my hair feels after using your products. I feel you. I have made this commitment that I am not going to change my formula. Um, I hope that like as I grow, I can work with other companies and other vendors that will um respect that. I say won't. I mean, I'll just work with companies that will respect that. You know what I mean? Because that's important to me. Because I, like you said, I know what happens. I know the reason why it happens. It's about profit margins for people, for businesses. And the more you grow and the more people that get involved in your business, the more expensive it becomes. And people have to find ways to make it, I don't want to say cut corners, but make profit. So I'm going to work very hard. I say this, as long as the business is in my hands, I will not cut corners just to have a more marketable product or a more affordable product. Brown says yes, because woo, Liddy lit. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Nicole says, I've been doing what you suggest for the alopecia areata, supplemental tea, and a few other herbs, and it's working very well. Ooh, yes. I love to hear it, sis. I really, really do. I'm very happy for you. Swiss Fly says, yes, I second that. Don't change the formula, please. I won't. Jackie says, thank you, Michelle, for answering my question. I use onion juice before wash my hair. Go help grow my nape, but my hair is now a bit dry. Why? I don't know, what else did you use besides the onion juice? Onion juice can be drying. Onion juice is not a moisturizer. It is used usually for the help of hair loss. So what else did you use on your hair? DT says, bless you, sweetie. Thank you, thank you. Black Scuba says, Morocco was amazing. That's when I realized that the US put out propaganda about Muslims. Okay. It was two friends of mine took local transportation from a selling trip in Mallorca. I probably mispronounced that. It was amazing. Yeah. I'm telling you, Morocco was so amazing. And like, I didn't realize, like, well, and I'm sure this may not have always been the case. Yes, they are allowed to have multiple wives, but like my driver said and his friends all said, their first wife has to approve of that. And they have to go to court and say, like, if, like, is your husband forcing you to get a second wife? Do you want a second wife? Is this approved? Like, women have a lot more respect there than people think that they do. I didn't have any problems going anywhere. Not that I went anywhere by myself, but like when we were off, it was just like at the time, me and my husband walking around. Nobody was disrespectful to us. People are actually very much into like the culture there is really about taking care of. You come into your house, even when you come into their booths, like when they're selling stuff, you come in, you have tea. You sit down and you have tea. Like it is just part of their culture. Such great experiences, y'all. Don't let media and propaganda not have you travel to places because media tells you that it's a bad and big scary place. You know what's a bad and big scary place? The U.S. Okay, like people swear that the U.S. is this wonderful, great place, and I'm like, stuff can happen to you anywhere. Let me tell you, okay, stuff can happen to you absolutely anywhere. Everywhere is big and bad and scary, not one particular country. So there's that. Um, Nika says, once you finalize a product, it's the best feeling. And then to think someone will change it. Shaking my head, man. I know. That's why I'd be like, I don't know how people, I know why people do that, but I can't. I spend so long to formulate. And I'm so intentional about the ingredients and the purpose of the ingredients, and the intent of it. Like, I just can't, yeah. I just can't. It's crazy. It's crazy out here. Catherine says, "What's the difference between the Ayurvedic cream, the oat and aloe twist cream? I'm guessing you mean, and the hibiscus shea cream. One is a bit of a lighter cream. I would say they're both very moisturizing. One has a bit, so the twist cream is a bit heavier than the hibiscus and shea line, And the reason, I'll tell you this, the reason I created the hibiscus and shea cream was because a lot of people told me that they were allergic to some of the ingredients in the oat and aloe cream. They wanted some of the same properties and benefits of it. And so I really tried to be really intentional with formulating this. Like this line doesn't have, so some of the in the oat and aloe line, I have herbs like nettle, horsetail, rosemary, lavender, and people were telling me that they were allergic to those type of herbs, and so they couldn't use that. Some people told me that they were allergic to extra virgin olive oil. Other people told me they were allergic to shea butter. So I literally tried to listen to all of the things that everyone told me they were allergic to and formulate something similar to what the twist cream is, but I would say the hibiscus moisturizer has a bit more like tacky hold, because there's like not only in the hibiscus, it has slippery elm, it has marshmallow root, and the hibiscus extract that I use is it has a bit of like a gelatinous feel to it, so there's definitely a more like a little bit more hold, I would say. I don't know, because some people say the twist cream has more hold. It has hold in a different way. But to me, I find it's a little bit lighter and a little bit more moisturizing, or penetrates a little bit deeper than the twist cream does, if that makes sense. But the real reason why I created that line was really to give everyone else who wanted something similar to the twist cream but who had allergies to the first line. So that was why I reformulated, not reformulated, but did a new product with that. But it's interesting though, because now I have a ton of people who love that one, who had no problems with the twist cream, but also love the hibiscus styler, and use them different ways. My girlfriend, she uses it as the base under her gel. She's obsessed with it. Every time she comes over, she's like, "Got any more of the hibiscus, the hibiscus styler?" I swear she just like lives off of it. I mean, I don't care because she helps me with everything, but yeah. Um, okay. Sasha said, "You've been pulling out your hair for over 3 hours." Yeah, probably longer than that because I started taking out these braids a little bit longer. But yeah, I have to detangle my hair properly, because let me tell you, when you take out braids and you don't detangle your hair properly and you go shampoo your hair, that is a recipe for disaster. For you to be in the shower trying to detangle later is going to be like crying. So, all right, I'll just take my little time, chit chat with y'all. I'm gonna be signing off soon. I think I have one more question in the chat, in the Facebook group that I didn't answer. Oh, I do. So I have one more question in the Facebook group that I'm gonna answer, and I think that is it for today. Unless there's any more questions in here about get to know me. Um, but so Yama says, "What's your nephew's name?" My nephew's name is Kasim. So I know he always calls me. I just call him nephew, but that's his name. So yeah. All right. So let me answer here. Black Scuba says, "We did not speak the language, but my girlfriend wanted henna body art, and we met this Muslim male that took us to his home and his family and fed us while my friend was getting her body art." Yep. And that is very much the culture there, Black Scuba Queen, as you know. It is all about family, take you in, make sure you have food, take care of you, etc., etc. We did have a English speaking guide too, and he was very nice guy. Actually, we're literally still like Instagram friends now. So he'll like see my stories and he'll comment and ask how we're doing. When we're coming back to Morocco, I'm like, probably not anytime soon, buddy. But very nice people, very nice. Let's see. Tenny says, "Where did you purchase your saw palmetto tea? I have a friend with the same issue, driving to find extra help if you don't mind sharing." Well, I'll tell you where I got my saw palmetto. I just got mine from Mountain Rose Herbs, if you're curious. I don't know where she got hers though. D says, "Gotta go, but stay strong and happy and continue doing what you do. Much blessings to you. Bye for now." Bye, D. Thank you for joining us today. Black Scuba says, "I'm treated better in other countries than my own country. It's a shame, right?" That's why I'd be like, people be worried about other countries. I'd be like, meanwhile in America. Queen says, true, bad and scary place, the U.S., but still Morocco's not a place for Black people to go. Leave there, then you will know the hidden truth. Ethiopia is a place to live. Ghana, Senegal. Well, I didn't say anything about living there, but I didn't have any issues while I was there. And people treated me with a lot of respect. I will say that. Jackie said, I use onion juice because I have some bald patches in my hair. I then wash out the onion juice with Shea Moisture shampoo. Then I use their conditioner. And then what did you use to moisturize your hair after you used their shampoo and conditioner? Because you definitely need to be leaving something in your hair after you shampoo it. Faye says, hi, do you speak a foreign language? I speak a little bit of Spanish, but I don't really consider that foreign. But yeah, I speak Spanish and that's it. Nika, she said, believe it or not, as you've been detangling, I've been watching your fingers and it's the most gentle stroking, yeah, I said it, I've ever seen. The spirit of gentleness when finger detangling. Thank you, boo. Thank you. I'm trying. I know to be gentle with my hair. You know, these fine strands will find any reason to break if they want to, so. Oh, Brownie said, yes, Nika. I was thinking that a few minutes ago. Oh, y'all are so silly. Y'all are so kind. All right, y'all. Do you guys have any more questions about Get to Know Me? I feel like I've answered a lot. I am a little tired. I'm going to finish this out and then start to film the video for Tip Tuesday. But I have enjoyed my time immensely. Who knew I would ever just come on live and be out here looking crazy, answering questions about me? Oh, man. Because she really had, like, girl. Y'all are so funny. I love y'all. Oh, so Nicole said she got it at her local herb store, for whoever was asking. And Jackie, I don't know if you're gonna respond in enough time, but I highly recommend that you moisturize. You a leave-in cream, a twist cream, or whatever moisturizer cream, a leave-in, a cream, and then seal your hair with an oil and butter. So after you shampoo, make sure you always moisturize your hair afterwards, okay? Diane said, when's your birthday? My birthday is November 28th. Kitty says, actually been doing my hair with you, so this was good motivation. Awesome, awesome. Linda said, excellent chat. Thank you so much, Queen, for your time. You're so welcome. Thank you guys for joining me today. I have enjoyed myself thoroughly enjoyed myself. Hope you'll get to know a little bit more about me. I will see you guys for Tip Tuesday. It will be the result video, hence why I'm taking down these braids. But definitely looking to catch up again. So I'll see y'all. All right. Bye. Let me do this real quick. Okay. Nicole says, I'm sorry I missed most of it. Girl, you can go back and watch it all. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot I talked about. All right. I'll definitely see y'all next time.